It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live.
Here's Pig Johnson, top of the circle. Pig drives down low, gets inside, gets tied up, shoots it up and in. Pig Johnson again able to score the ball down low in traffic. Arizona the other way. Here's CO2. Line drive, base hit center field. One run is in. Here comes Vargas. The throw to the plate is not in time. It's a two-run single by Moreno, and the Diamondbacks lead it 9-6.
Welcome in, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, 98.7 FM, HD2, and also streaming on the iHeartRadio app. U of A hosting Iowa State tonight. They are coming off the dusting that they put on Kansas. ASU with a win on the hardwood. The Suns gearing up for a game tomorrow against the Kings. And to Jimmy G or not to Jimmy G. We're going to get into all of those topics. As always, we are presented by Lerner and Rowe. Just make one call, that's all. It's Lerner and Rowe. Manuch, how's your weekend?
It was a great weekend, all of the 92 to 94 degrees. Loved it. Little toasty out there.
I loved it.
First time I've had to break the sombrero out before May.
Is that the one that has fans in it?
Yes, it's got the fans on the back of it, got the big sombrero. It's kind of it's more of a dynamic sombrero with the two fans. But I tell you what, I was telling people I don't break the sombrero out until it's at least May, early May.
Yeah.
But it was a great weekend, a lot of fun, a lot of good games, as you mentioned. Nice to see U of A take care of business on their home court against KU. How about the Devils? Catching fire at the right time. Good to see that. Good to see that happening. A tough loss for those Lopes of GCU against Utah State. And then your boys at Eastern Washington. Taking care of the Lumberjacks.
They did.
But I looked up, I went, wait a second. There's only 1 or 2 games left in the college basketball season.
That's it.
I mean, they're coming down to the wire. A lot of teams must win this week or win out. Or in GCU's case, if they don't win the tournament, I got to imagine they're probably going to be left out in the dark in the NCAAs too. So college hoops is winding down before the conference championships start up either this weekend or the following weekend.
There you go. All right, let's quickly start that with a little college conversation. Koa Pete was back for U of A.
Was he ever?
And the Kansas Jayhawks were trailing in that game. They made a run to start the second half, got to within 2, and then the wheels fell off the wagon for Kansas, and it was U of A just pulling away and just burying them.
Yeah, they did. And I really thought that if it's not for, the Darren Peterson kid, I mean, what a kid.
He's a player.
If he can keep his head straight, he can stay healthy. The Jayhawks made that run because of him. But for all intent and purposes, watching U of A come out, guns a-blazing, the aggressiveness, and then seeing the Cats, what they have, 6 guys, 6 players, 5 players in double figures.
Yeah.
So it was fun to see that team hitting on all cylinders at the right time. I mean, this great competition for KU to come in, and then you got Iowa State tonight. So a day's rest, get ready for Iowa State. Then you finish with Colorado, not until Saturday, I believe. You kind of get yourself set up for the following week when you start
the tournament.
The tournament. So I think watching this U of A team, it's like, okay, everybody's healthy. Looks like Tommy Lloyd's got his rotation set. Now that Koa's back, you look at Awaka, he came in, had some productive points. Still Orso had some productive points. But to that point, they didn't falter when KU was making their run. Then watching that game, they stepped it up when they had to.
They did.
And then KU had a couple of bad mistakes. But how about U of A out-rebounding the Jayhawks? I mean, I think they learned a valuable lesson in that last game there in Lawrence, but they out-rebounded them, got some key rebounds at the end of the game to kind of snuff that out from the Jayhawk run.
So tonight they entertain Iowa State. The new AP poll, the U of A is number 2 in the country. Iowa State is 6. So they're going to play against a team in Iowa State that is coming off a home loss to Texas Tech. So they're not going to be happy about getting beat at home. And Texas Tech controlled that entire game and dominated Iowa State.
Yeah, without their big guy, what's his name?
Toppin. JT Toppin, yeah.
I thought, I just saw highlights of that game, but it looked like Tech might have had probably their best game of the year.
They really played well. Yes.
And, you just sit there and go, well, how did ASU beat that team? Well, they beat them because they made more shots. Tech had a horrible game when they're here at ASU. But you just kind of watch the highlights, and Iowa State is either on or they're not. They're on or off. It's just interesting to watch this team. So I think tonight down there at U of A will be very, very interesting to see what kind of game they bring out after a home loss to Texas Tech.
There you go. And how emotional maybe that win was over Kansas for the Wildcats, and if that has any impact on tonight's game at all. Do they come out maybe a little lackluster, still thinking that, hey, we just destroyed Kansas. Now we're going to do the same to Iowa State. It's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that game. ASU, on the other hand, a win for Bobby Hurley and company. Look, we all know what is going to take place at the end of the year, but it is nice, and I will say this. For the most part this season, it seems to me that the players did not quit on the coach. Is that a fair assessment?
Yes. Yeah, I think there's just maybe a couple games where he kind of waylaid into him after the game, but I think these last 6, 7, 8 games,
they've played hard.
They've been very competitive. They got down early to Utah, but they found their rhythm. They found their shots. Bobby Hurley must obviously be listening to Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B, hearing you talk about get the ball to Job, get it down low. And who knew he had a 3-point shot?
Yeah, really.
He scores. He comes up. He gets the 14 points, has a big night with the rebounds. But Truitt, the kid goes double-double.
Mm-hmm.
He has a double-double in the night. And then Pig Johnson once again. But they were hitting their shots.
Yeah.
And then they came back. They kind of held off this Utah team at the very end. But what's a very good win for the Devils, remain competitive, and beat this Utah team. Now, they beat them twice now.
They have.
Beat them on the road and beat them here. But they just kind of weathered the storm there in that first half. End up winning that first half, going away, and then their jump shooting, their shots were falling there at the end of the first half and continued on in that second half.
Phoenix Suns are on the road tomorrow night. They will play in Sacramento against the Kings. Wow, the Kings have so many players out. I'm surprised that all three of us have not gotten a call to say, hey, can you guys come and play 3 or 4 minutes for us? Manuch, they have nobody. Yeah, everybody is out on the Kings.
And that's why this Suns team should go into Sacramento and win that game. So we all know that they should win that game going away, correct?
Yes.
So whether Booker plays tomorrow night or not is they might rest him, knowing that they should win that game with,
they don't need him for tomorrow
that game.
Yeah.
Because you come back, you got a 3-game homestand, Chicago, New Orleans, Charlotte. You should win those games as well.
Well, not necessarily. Charlotte's playing really good basketball now.
Well,
that should be a very competitive game.
You would hope you would win 4 out of the next 6.
Okay.
Sacramento, Chicago, New Orleans, Charlotte, Milwaukee, and then Indiana. I would hope they can. So I think that those are some of the things that this staff is looking at with Devin, with Book, is to bring him back for the Chicago game on Thursday night. He's got a couple extra days. He's got that taken care of. They say he did really well in the live scrimmaging they did yesterday.
Yeah.
So it just depends on how his body responds today, next couple of days. If you got to sit him an extra day or two, sit him an extra day or two.
I'm with you.
Before you get into, because they've got 22 games left.
Yeah.
So you're number 7 right now as far as
you're 2 behind the Lakers.
2 behind the Lakers. Lakers laid the wood the last couple of days. By the way,
yeah,
I was watching the Golden State game. I watched a lot of the replay stuff.
Yeah.
So, that old adage that Peyton Manning had in Saturday Night Live when he's got those kids out there. So you want to lose?
Yeah.
Talk about laying down. But again, the Lakers, who knows? But yeah, they got 2 games in front of the Suns right now. So the Suns don't have a lot of wiggle room. They'll make the play-in, but you'd love to see them making the playoffs.
I'm with you. I teased the show at the very top to Jimmy G or not to Jimmy G. Look, all the reports are out that the Cardinals are looking to release Kyler Murray because they know that if they try to trade him, they get a bag of balls. If that, yeah, maybe half a bag of balls. So if they release him, which everybody seems to believe that they will, and they go chase Jimmy Garoppolo, Manuch, you've been pounding your chest about him the entire time.
Yeah, I think it makes sense because he knows that system inside out.
I agree.
He's been there, 3 years backing up Matthew Stafford. So he knows that system in and out. He's still very I don't think he's lost a step per se. He still throws the ball very, very well. He hasn't been injured because he hasn't played much.
Yeah.
So I would have no heartache at all because you probably could get him on the cheap. You got Jacoby Brissett under contract another year. So if you had both of them, okay, you got two solid, good quarterbacks that could suffice.
And they both play the same style.
And they both say, but the key is Jimmy G knows the system.
He does.
Jacoby's got to learn the system, and he could. He's a smart guy. And then at some point in time, I would think you may have to go draft somebody. Could be third round, could be fourth round, because there's enough, I think, talent out there. But right now, the only thing I can think of is besides Ty Simpson, Chambliss, and
about Miami, Carson
Beck. There's not a lot out there after that.
Yeah.
So there's the four guys I think that'll go in the draft. Now, whether Chambliss comes back or not is yet to be seen. Okay. So when he goes back to Ole Miss, I'd probably recommend he come out because I just think that there's not much more he can do unless he feels that $5 or $6 million he's going to get this year.
It's a lot of money.
Is going to pretty much take over what he's going to get as a rookie where he's drafted. So I have no problem with Jimmy G, and I have no problem with having both Jimmy G and Jacoby on this staff.
All right, that's our headlines to begin the show. Coming up next, it's our world-famous Replay Rewind. We're just getting underway. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer, trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner Rowe, and we've been serving Arizona's for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner Rowe, it's the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch. Arizona children enter the foster system every day. If you're a parent, a coach, a teacher, or just someone who cares about young people, then you may be in a position to help. Becoming a foster parent not only creates a positive ripple effect in a child's life, it can improve our entire community. That's the Foster effect. To learn more, go to azdcs.gov/Foster effect. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Department of Child Safety.
Now it's time for our replay rewind. The top sounds of the night and whatever Roc decides to add. Let's get to it in replay rewind with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD2.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back in. We roll all the way until 4 o'clock. A little replay rewind, some of the great things that took place over the weekend. Now, just bear with me because this has never, ever happened before, which is why I'm not leading with football, basketball, baseball. I'm leading with Manuch's favorite new sport, NASCAR. So this is never happened before, Manuch. NASCAR has had 3 races, and they have all been won by the same dude, Tyler Reddick, who, by the way, is the top driver for, you guessed it, Michael Jordan's NASCAR team.
77-year history of NASCAR, Michael. This has never been done. What can you say about the domination by your team today?
It's time for change. Time for change, and the guys feel the same thing. And Tyler came in with most pressure. I guess everybody expected him, or he had a chance to win 3 in a row. That's the hardest one to win, And he kept to his strategy, and man, the guys put together a great car, man. And I think Billy did an unbelievable job in calling the game, calling the race, and Tyler did a good job. He beat some good competition. I mean, when you see SVG coming back there, you get a little nervous, but I think you had him covered pretty much the whole day. Well, I'm proud of the team that we put together. I mean, Denny, I'm pretty sure it's the same way. He feels the same way as I do. And I think a lot of credit goes to him because I think he's the mastermind behind finding Tyler and putting together, Billy Scott and all that. Look, I just put up the money. I'm just a competitor. But I think Denny's done an unbelievable job in terms of helping build this team. And I think the team has done a good job in just taking our leadership and going out and winning. That's what it's about, winning.
So are we going to see you in Phoenix?
I'll be in Phoenix.
Yeah, the key, there's first 3 wins in a row.
What did I say?
He said 3 wins. So 3 wins in a row.
Wait, 3 wins, yeah.
First time. But I love when he says, I just put up the money. I'm a competitor.
Yep.
I can only imagine him up there with the crew chief and having the headset on and how he's so competitive and he always wanted to do something. The first 3 of the season that he's won, and to your point, never been done. And think of all the great racers that have come down the pipe over the years.
Oh, I know.
I mean, that's just amazing.
And whoever really heard of Tyler Reddick before this took place.
And that's the thing. Well, you just keep pumping that money into these cars.
He's
Michael
got
J.
it, too.
Who knows how many wins they end up with this year.
Manucci sold the Carolina basketball team in the NBA for over $3 billion. He's got plenty of cash. Now, I have to correct something here because when I came in, I forget who I was talking to, but we were talking about the NASCAR thing and how Jordan, and the guy said to me, well, Jordan just wins at everything. And I said, what? What do you, no, yeah, he wins, dude. And I had to set him straight. Went to the Washington Wizards, never got the Wizards to the playoffs, so he didn't win there. He bought the Carolina NBA franchise Hornets, never even made the playoffs except once, and they were bounced in the play-in round. That was it. So then he sells them, and so now he starts. It amazes me that MJ fanatics think, oh, the guy can do no wrong. Do no wrong. Yes, everybody struggles. Even the best struggle from time to time.
But this is
just relax.
This is absolutely amazing.
It is absolutely amazing. But he's not driving the car.
Yeah, that's true. But he's putting the money in to make that car. He's putting that money to make sure all those bolts and screws and oil are pristine for Tyler Reddick.
The USA hockey team made an appearance on Saturday Night Live. We thought we'd run some of this. It was pretty entertaining. The show itself was a lot of fun. So let's take a listen. This is the Team USA Stars and the beginning monologue. Thank you to NBC.
Whoa, whoa.
No way, man. I hear you're great.
Whoa, Ken and Jack, you guys literally just won the Olympics. Congrats.
Thanks. Well, we've been so busy playing, we haven't had time to see your show yet. It's about hockey, right?
Kind of.
I got my teeth knocked out in the finals. Does that happen in your show?
Metaphorically.
Cool. What team do you play on?
The Boston Raiders.
Boston Raiders? What league is that? The NHL?
The HBO. But you guys should check it out. Oh, I hope some hockey players watched it.
Don't worry, we saw your show.
Oh, wow, Hilly and Megan, it's so cool that we're all here.
It was going to be just us, but we thought we'd invite the guys too.
That was awesome.
What a great shot that
was a great
by
shot.
Hillary and Megan. As far as that was very, very well done. Take the little subtle shot at the boys.
Oh, yeah.
For that step. But, yeah, it was nice to see them on SNL.
All right, let's get to some of the action then. Thank you to ESPN. We already talked a little bit about what the Wildcats did to Kansas over the weekend and the return of Koa Pete. So he is back, Manuch, back with a vengeance.
Fresh legs, huh?
Yeah.
4 for 9. Didn't take any 3-pointers, but he looks good. He looks rested, got up and down the court, had the fresh legs, had the bounce, as they now call it, versus the hops.
Yeah.
Got to keep up with those terms, Jimmy.
Absolutely.
But he looked good. He looked fresh, and that starting five really put it together there in that first half and held off the Jayhawks in that second half.
Have you ever heard in college basketball the Frontier Conference? And have you ever heard of Rocky Mountain College?
Never.
Okay. I have, and Rocky Mountain has a hell of a football team, but I didn't know their basketball team worth a damn until I saw this highlight, and it was in the first round of the Frontier Conference tournament. Thank you to Jack Marshall on X.
McCoy looking to get it to Nesbitt. He does. Nesbitt, and he's going to fire. That one is, oh, he gets it. Nesbitt gets it from 65 feet.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Oh, my God.
65 feet away.
It was streaming, obviously.
Yeah.
And both these guys did the broadcast. God bless them. I mean, are you kidding? Just get the students college station to broadcast if that's what you're
Be a lot better.
do. Be a lot better from that. The Rocky Mountain College. So you think about that. There's going to be shots all over the place, I think, these next 2 weeks as far as 60-footers, 70-footers.
Oh, yeah.
Or last second shot.
Yeah. All right, to the NBA. I don't know how many people saw the flagrant foul on the Joker, Nikola Jokic.
Yes, I saw.
Oh, man. And
Come
okay,
on, Dort.
Hey, Lou Dort, come on, dude. That was a serious, dirty play. And Jokic was coming off a knee injury. So he'd only been back for a couple of days, games. So here's how it all went down and what happens.
Second of the season and 186th of his career. And then McCain on the other end scores. And Jokic hits the deck. He doesn't like it. Gets in the face of Dort. Jalen Williams comes in. And Jokic and Jalen Williams do battle. Now the coaches come in along with some teammates to break things up. Jokic and Jalen Williams face to face right now. You see the intensity there in the eyes of Jokic.
I've never seen him look like that.
I'm watching that game live.
Yeah, me too.
As he's going down the court, he just drops.
Yeah.
So you don't know, did he blow out a knee? Did he blow out a tire? Did he trip? Very blatant what Dort did to kind of stick that foot out there and trip him. And I don't blame him, man. He came after him, and Williams came out of it. Dort kind of left the scene. And when Williams came in, I got to tell you what, the Joker could have picked them both up at the same time.
I agree.
And body slammed him. Yeah. So I agree with that. It was a flagrant 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was just that is uncalled for.
Yes.
So I'm sure he'll be getting a fine here from the commissioner coming down this week.
A team that
Dort.
Yes, you got it. A team that really nobody's really talking that much about in the NBA, the Atlanta Hawks. And since they acquired Jonathan Kuminga, He's played 3 games, and the Hawks are undefeated, and they are blowing people away. Thank you to FanDuel for this Jonathan Kuminga big-time dunk.
Another turnover for Portland. Here comes Kuminga. Deke!
Where do you represent, young fella?
He threw it down with authority. There you go. That is indeed our replay rewind. It's presented, as always, by Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck, need a check. Just make one call. It's Lerner and Rowe, always online at lernerandrowe.com. You get a free consultation. Once again, one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. All right, Rudy Carpenter is coming up next. We're going to dive into the combine and what the quarterbacks did there, if you were impressed, not impressed. But first, let us get you right now to a local ESPN Radio 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The Phoenix Suns are converting two-way guard Jamari Bouyer's deal into a full NBA contract, making him eligible for the postseason. Per ESPN Shams Charania, the agreement is for 2 years and marks Bouyer's first full NBA deal. Over on the Diamond, the Arizona Diamondbacks are off today as they get set for a matchup against Team Mexico tomorrow at Salt River Fields. This exhibition comes ahead of the World Baseball Classic, which will officially get underway later this week. This ESPN Radio 620 Sports Center update is brought to you by Biggs American Bar and Grill in Peoria. Wall-to-wall TVs, cold drinks, and the best game day atmosphere in the Valley. Text ESPN to 59925 for your chance at a VIP spring training experience. Box seats, lunch at Biggs, rideshare, and ESPN 620 swag. That's ESPN to 59925, and the winner will be announced this Friday.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters, and Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try sushi pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California roll, spicy tuna roll, and the surf and turf roll topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street in Indian School.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner and Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
So, where to go? Call 977-1900.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Think you can handle a few drinks and still drive safely? Think again. Buzzed driving is drunk driving, and drunk driving can land you in serious trouble. In Arizona, there's zero tolerance for impaired driving. Even one drink can cost you thousands in fines and legal fees. Plus, take away your driver's license. So plan ahead. Use a designated driver or rideshare. Get the facts at drivesober.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails, yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people with upfront pricing before the work starts. So there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplumbingarizona.com. ROC number 268603.
Let's get back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B now on ESPN 620.
All right, Roc Manuch. Yeah,
We hear you loud.
yeah,
Good,
I
good.
know, but I'm not hearing my headset. So anyway, what's going on?
Crank it up over there.
What do you guys want to talk about today?
Oh, man.
As we wait for Rudy Carpenter to join us.
I think so. The main topic is what I've been talking about for the last 4 weeks is the Cardinals, which I think was pretty much a common sense thing, is to go try to track down Jimmy G, who's a free agent. And I think that they could probably get him on the cheap, but he knows the Mike LaFleur system inside and out. He's got the experience. He's taken a team to the Super Bowl, NFC Championship. I think he'd be a great addition, and I'd have no problem whatsoever having Jacoby Brissett and Jimmy G on the team as well too. So I think that it'd be a very welcome addition, a guy that can hit the ground running with this Mike LaFleur system.
All right, let's wrap up the combine there in Indy. And joining us now, Rudy Carpenter, of course, 3-time winner over Tucson's. What's the school down there?
Kitty Cats.
Kitty Cats. Big game tonight, which we're going to get into that a little bit later. But Rudy joins us now on the right to it, I guess, side. Rudy, are teams from the combine, are they putting too much weight on combine numbers versus the actual game tape? Because it seems like there was a lot of discussion over the weekend on the NFL Network and some of the other pundits that are really putting a lot of weight on that.
Well, I mean, that's what they do during this time of year. There's nothing else to talk about, right? I mean, to me, that's what makes the NFL, like, one of the things that makes the NFL so great and so smart as a business is they find constant stuff, constant issues, drama, problems, developments, this, that, to discuss, to keep them, in the limelight. I mean, think about football and compare it to baseball.
Okay.
So those off seasons are very different, very different. When the World Series is over, it's like basically nothing. You don't hear anything about baseball until pitchers and catchers report the next spring. In football, they still have NFL Live on every day in the offseason, talking about this possible coaching change, this possible free agent thing, this possible trade, this mock draft, that mock draft, this mock draft, that mock draft. And then they get to the combine, which was very smart because it wasn't until recently they made this combine a real big deal, right? Where they turned this combine into a big money event from them. Watching these guys run their 40s, their broad jumps, their vertical jumps. The combine is where, it's a huge game of telephone. You'll have one agent or one GM that'll whisper something into, Pete Thamel's ear or Adam Schefter's ear or Ian Rappaport's ear about this trade or that trade or this contract not being paid or that contract not being offered or we did offer this contract and he turned it down or whatever. And then it just spreads like wildfire. And literally once the draft comes, all of us, me, you guys, everybody else, we will have completely forgotten every single story that was told on their show up until that moment at the NFL draft, which they do a great job. But to answer your question, I mean, look, to play in the NFL, you got to be big. You got to be strong. You got to run fast. You got to be a physical specimen. And when you have a guy jumping over 11 feet, you have a guy running, 4.39 40, who's 200 and almost 40 pounds. It's incredibly not normal and incredibly impressive, and you need to look at it.
Rudy, your thoughts on quarterbacks that don't throw and they choose their pro days instead? How do you counsel and recommend it to some of your guys?
I think everybody is in a different situation. To me, if you are Fernando Mendoza, I would even say Carson Beck. It's not like Carson Beck's going to be a first-round pick or anything, but, I mean, are you really going to judge what that guy does at the combine when he's got 16 years of college football that he just got done with? Like, to me, there's plenty of film to watch a guy, throw the football, make decisions, yada, yada, yada. So to me, everybody's in a completely different spot. You got a consensus first rounder. Why would you throw? Why? You got I would even say consensus second rounder. What does it do? What are you throwing for? No one is going to say, oh my gosh, wow, did you see that out route? I mean, no one's going to care. All they're looking for is for bad stuff. I mean, Dan, you should know Tyler Shook is a great example. People are still talking about, one or two dumb throws that he made at the combine.
Sure. Yeah.
And nobody knows the context behind those throws and why he did that and what they were trying to do. And now, after being borderline rookie of the year from whoever you talk with or whatever, he's still going on podcast today explaining that viral moment and what happened. So to me, these guys have a lot of film, plenty of film to judge, and that's what I would do if I was these guys. And then on top of that, they're going to have a pro day. And the pro day is an environment that's much more conducive for them and their success. They got their receivers. They understand their timing. They understand how they run the ball or they run the route and throw the ball, and it looks much cleaner. So to me, why put yourself in a situation where if you do well, you don't get any credit, but if you do bad, they're just waiting to crush you.
Rudy, in the case of Trinidad Chambliss, it seems like he might be wavering. There's an appeal by the NCAA on the judge's ruling there in Mississippi. At what point does an individual have to make a determination of whether he's going to be part of the draft or not? It sounds like he's had second thoughts, aside from the appeal from the NCAA, whether he plays or not this year.
Yeah, again, I think this whole thing is weird. I think this whole thing sucks. At the end of the day, I mean, I know you said Trinidad, so I'll guess I answer that question.
Sure.
I feel bad for the kid. I think it sucks. I guess I understand why the NCAA is fighting him so hard. I wish we could be in a situation where a judge made a ruling and the judge said X, Y, and Z. And once the judge said X, Y, and Z, the NCAA and everybody else just accepted that and moved on. I also understand why the NCAA is fighting it, because they can't have a situation in which every single player, wants a 7th and 8th year and a 9th year and a 10th year of playing. I get that. So the whole thing is weird to me, but at some point in time, I also feel bad for the kid, Deuce Knight, I believe is his name, the kid that signed at Ole Miss thinking that Trinidad was going to be gone.
Yes.
And so here he is.
Yes.
He enters the transfer portal. Ole Miss is telling him that, Oh, no, don't worry about it. Trinidad is gone. Oh, don't worry about it. According to this kid, even if Trinidad comes back, you're still the guy. Even if Trinidad is here, you're still the guy. We love you. You're better. Blah, 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 blah. Now all of a sudden he's watching TV and it's like, wait a second, the kid's coming back and he's, you know, the anticipation is that he's going to be the starter. This is crazy. This sucks. Like, I feel bad for everybody. But again, to me, this just goes to show the ineptitude, if that's even a word. I went to ASU.
It is.
Forgive me.
It is. You're good. Yeah.
The just pure stupidness of the NCAA and everybody involved with them not to be able to see this coming from a mile away and see that when you start paying kids this much money that they're going to want to stay and they're going to want to play and they're going to want to take advantage of every single possible loophole they can find to try to give themselves an extra year of eligibility. So the last thing I would say is what I was going to say about Sam Levitt before I said I'll just answer the Trinidad question first, which is Sam Levitt's making $7 million at ASU or at LSU. That's what the real number is, $7 million with a $1 million in incentives, you know, for wins and other things. So he can get up to $8 million. Now, if you take that and you add it on top of the $2.5 million in salary he made from ASU last year, and I think somewhere around another $500,000 in marketing money from Adidas and Powerade, and then you take in, so you know, now you're sitting there at $10 million the kid's making in 2 years, and then the $2 million he made or $2.5 million he made the year before, let's call it 12.5, $13 million bucks, probably what it's closer to, considering he's gotten other marketing opportunities. I mean, that's like, I mean, are you kidding me? What, like, I don't see how any person in their right mind is like, oh my gosh, Sam Levitt, he's so bad, he's disloyal, he's this. He's a bad guy. Like anybody who, and sorry, Dan, if you said this, I don't know. I don't pay attention to everything, but like some of the old, I guess what I'm saying is I know you're kind of an old school thought process guy on some of this stuff, which I get, I respect. I'm like that to a certain extent, but I would almost question that person's intelligence if they were like getting on a 21-year-old kid for walking away from life-changing money from I mean, just think about what it would be. Let's say Sam Levitt, let's say he made $13 million. Let's say after taxes and spending and being a little bit of a douchebag, all he saved was $3 million bucks. Let's say that's all he saved, $3 million bucks. If he put that $3 million into the market and just a regular, you know, ETF, mutual funds, you know, he spread it out between Amazon and Nike and NVIDIA and all these whatever. Imagine what that will grow to at 7.5%, 8%, 9%, 10%, 11%, what that'll be worth when he's 60 years old.
That's why we have Rudy on the show. Rudy, I have one quick question for you. Tell me if you've ever seen this ever before at the Combine. I've covered a couple of Combines. I've never seen this ever. So you have Carson Beck, the Miami, Florida QB, throw at the Combine. Where is the Combine held? Indianapolis with Indiana fans. They booed him while he was going through his workout. Rudy, you ever see that before? Ever?
No, and the reason why I've never seen that is because, again, the NFL allowing fans into the stadium and into the arena during the Combine is a new thing. They found another new way to make a couple extra shekels, and so now they got fans in the stadium. Fans, I mean, that was never a thing before. I mean, to be honest, for all of the years prior, it was actually a thing that you had to talk about and discuss and get kids ready for, which is how silent it is usually in there. You guys might remember in years past with Charles Davis or Daniel Jeremiah or Kurt Warner or Deion Sanders or Rich Eisen, who's up there announcing, or even what's the other guy who was the Raiders GM for a minute?
Mike Mayock.
Mike Mayock. You would almost listen. You'd almost listen to these guys commentate, and they would almost be talking in like a whisper. They would be like almost like a golf voice, like when you listen to Jim Nantz on like Pebble Beach or the Masters, because that's how quiet it was in there when those guys were running their 40s or doing all of their testing stuff. So now I would bet you, Carson, I know you guys got to go, so sorry. Tell the company to send the fine to me.
Keep going. You're on the roll.
Keep rolling.
Yeah. But I would imagine that all of these kids, I know I would probably like that better, because it feels like it's more of a game atmosphere. It feels like it's more real instead of what feels like, I mean, I remember when I was throwing at the combine, even though it doesn't really matter when you're in the moment, you think that it all matters.
Sure.
And you feel like this incredible weight on you because it's dead silent. You can hear a pin drop, and it's like you and one receiver are doing this rep, and everybody else in there is just silently watching you. And it feels like there's so much pressure, it's going to explode. So I feel like with the fans there and booing, it's like, oh, okay, I'm used to this. This is a little bit more natural. It's a little bit more normal. All right. I don't know, but my opinion.
Yeah. Indiana football hasn't been relative.
I was just going to say, this is the first time I had a chance to put
so the fans don't know what they're supposed to do. So all they have is the combine. But hey, Rudy, great stuff as always, buddy. Have a good week. Thank you.
All right.
Rudy Carpenter bringing it today. He's brought to you by Twin Peaks, 5 Valley locations. We are broadcasting there each and every Thursday. It's powered by Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Happy hour starts every day at 3 o'clock. Don't miss the Michelob Ultra specials every Thursday along with Bud Light. That's Twin Peaks, Eats, Drinks, and Scenic Views. All right, 6-game suspensions for the portal tampering, NIL lawsuits hitting the courtroom, and a lot more when it comes to college football trying to control the chaos. But is it too late? We'll get into that next. So it's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here on ESPN Radio Phoenix, on FM at 98.7 HD2, and always on the Arizona Sports app.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails, yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people with upfront pricing before the work starts. So there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplumbingarizona.com. ROC number 268603.
Swing into Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf to get custom fit for the new Ping G440K driver. It's the new standard in straight with dual carbon fly wrap and a faster face. It's Ping's highest MOI most forgiving driver ever. Check out Ping's new G440K drivers. Book your custom fitting in store or online. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Mania is back at Twin Peaks, and so is the Dos Millions Bracket Challenge. Fill out your bracket at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com by March 19th at 9 a.m. for a shot at $2 million. The top bracket at every Twin Peaks wins a $50 gift card. Plus, grab $15 Dos Equis buckets all day Saturday and Sunday. Cold beer, wall-to-wall games, $1 million stakes. Enter now at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com.
If you own a home and need cash, you could unlock thousands of dollars from your home equity quickly and easily. Call Lend Go today at
888-420-4556.
At Lengo, you can find out how much cash you could get with a home equity loan in just 2 minutes. It's free. There's no obligation, and it won't affect your credit score. Use the money for anything. Pay off high-interest debt, make home improvements, or just give your budget some breathing room. Best of all, you keep your low mortgage rate while you're getting the cash you need. See how much you can get today. Call 888-420-4556. That's 888-420-4556. Or visit lengo.com. That's LENDGO.com. Homeowners nationwide are doing it. Now it's your turn. Call 888-420-4556 today. Lengo, where homeowners go to get cash. 888-420-4556.
Let's get back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B now on ESPN 620.
All right, on this day in sports history here on March 2nd, Wilt Chamberlain scores 100 points as the Warriors take care of the Knicks in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Still the most unbreakable record in basketball history. But the debate is Wilt's 100 the most untouchable record in sports?
Good point.
Thank you. While we're bringing up Wilt, which we don't bring up Wilt very often, but when we do, many of you that are listening don't probably have a clue who he is. But Jimmy B used his crapper.
No, urinal.
I just peed. I did not dump.
Yeah. By the way, guys piss, girls pee.
Yeah.
I hate when guys say, I got to go pee.
Well, I don't want to
Wait,
say
it's
piss
like-
on the show. Oh, wait a minute. I just
You
did.
say piss or?
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Jimmy, he had a urinal in his bathroom.
No,
all
he
right,
didn't
so
have
wait,
a
stop.
urinal, no.
Let him. Don't step on him.
It's just a toilet. That's all it was.
All right,
I had to stand on a step stool so that I could urinate in the toilet.
All right. So, I mean, this is going to screw my whole football 50, but that's all right. We're late. You have to tell the story. Because
Which story?
The story
when
of-
you're an AP writer.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
The story about Will and you using a step stool.
How did you meet Wilt Chamberlain?
All right. Okay.
And you know it's like we have a minute left in the game.
Okay, all
so
right.
you got to do
I'll
it
do
quick.
it fast. Okay, here we go. So I'm calling a game in Los Angeles with the Lakers, and Wes Unseld is with me. He played against Wilt. Wilt happened to be at the game. Comes over to say hi to Wes. Then he says hello to me. We shook hands, and my whole arm disappeared in his handshake. But then he says, you guys come up to the house after the game. And he says, I'll send a car for you. Okay. So we get done with the game, walk out. It's about 10:30 at night. There's a driver. We jump in the car, head up to Wilt's house. Unbelievable home. But the home is built specifically for Wilt. 30-foot ceilings at least. It's a monster house. And we're sitting there, just a few of us, and we're having a conversation. I said, hey, can I use the restroom? He says, yeah, man, it's just down the hall. So I go down there, and when I walked in, did I tell you that the house was built for Wilt? So the toilet is so high off the ground, there's a step stool next to the toilet. I had to stand on the step stool to pee. Or in Roc's lineage, to piss.
Thank you. There's still some hope for you. All right. Also on this day, the Colts move on from Peyton Manning after all those neck surgeries leading to the Andrew Luck era. And then Peyton landed in Denver. Was that the most emotional franchise split ever?
I would say that in Joe Montana, going from
that's a good one.
49ers to the Kansas City Chiefs. That was really emotional.
Yeah.
I bet a lot of people said, what? The what? You're letting that Super Bowl, 4-time Super Bowl champion left for Steve Young. Let Steve sit there for a couple, two or three more years. By the way, Bill Walsh is the one that pushed for that trade.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was ready for Steve Young to
That's
play.
why Joe had some ilk for one Bill Walsh there for a while.
Mm-hmm. The greatest one, if you're just talking sports in general, in the NHL, Wayne Gretzky leaving Edmonton to the L.A. Kings.
I mean, next week we'll be talking about Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Leaving the Cardinals.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be.
I don't think it's quite the same category.
Yeah,
that's going to be a tough one.
I don't think there'll be any trade. It'll be just a release and see who picks him up.
That's it.
All right, Mickey Mantle on this day also announced retirement. That was one of the hardest retirements, I'm sure, for a fan base to accept with the New York Yankees. I mean, 18 seasons. 18
he could hardly walk. Yeah, he could barely move. He could run around the bases. He still had power.
Oh, yeah.
He just was limping around the bases. They didn't have the knee surgeries.
No, not like today.
In those days. You just kind of wrapped it up and take a couple shots. Little Novocaine back in those days, and if they had the Excedrin or whatever, but he was really, you'd watch him run and you'd hurt for him.
No, it was bad.
Kind of like watching Bo Jackson then his career at that hip. It's kind of that's not going to work anymore.
Hey, if you haven't been to Rodizio Grill, you have to check it out. They're now in North Scottsdale and in Mesa, and it's a great Brazilian steakhouse. It's all-you-can-eat meat. That's unlimited meat. Again, 2 locations, North Scottsdale and in Mesa, rodizio.com to get directions on either location. Again, North Scottsdale and Mesa. All right, cut Kyler. Cap space jumps. Keep them. You're locked in. The Cardinals are playing financial chess right now in the next move to find this franchise. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from the studios of ESPN Radio Phoenix. Of course, we're on FM at 98.7 HD-2. Got YouTube going as well. And, of course, always on the Arizona Sports app. Hour number 2 is coming up.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Jackson Hewitt knows taxes are complicated, and with multiple jobs and tax forms, they're like, it's not complicated. Our no surprise pricing keeps things simple. Jackson Hewitt does your taxes for only $149 or less. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back. So what are you waiting for? Hurry. File with Jackson Hewitt today for only $149 or less, guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop. A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Phoenix, Big's American Bar and Grill is hooking you up with the ultimate VIP spring training baseball experience. Text ESPN to 59925 for your chance to win 4 box seats to a weekend spring training game at Peoria Sports Complex. Plus, lunch and drinks at Big's before and after the game, travel voucher, and Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B swag pack. Just text ESPN to 59925. Standard message and data rates may apply. Find Big's at 83rd Avenue in Bell or online at bigspeoria.com.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. And now, an on-air sports marketing presentation. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at arizonasports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a record need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
All right, a couple topics to get into this hour. If Monty Ossenfort cuts Kyler Murray and they decide to take a tackle at number 3, he's essentially telling this fan base that 2026 is a 0 year. Year 0. And it's a rebuild for Mike LaFleur. Are you okay with Jacoby Brissett starting week 1 while we all wait for the 2027 quarterback?
I wouldn't have any problem at all. I think that you release him because Jacoby Brissett, I felt, performed better under the type of offense that Drew Petzing had. I think with Mike LaFleur's offense, I think that the options right now, it's more of a pro-style offense. They don't roll out. They boot and waggle with Matthew Stafford once in a while. I think also the conversation with Jimmy G, who's a free agent, being available to come to the Cardinals would be also a good situation for them too, because he knows the offense. And when you talk about the right tackle, I think what the Cardinals need to do is address that right tackle in free agency, because if you get a rookie free agent at right tackle, you probably get the best guy. He's a rookie guy, and to your point, they rebuild. If you've got your veteran quarterback, at least you have a guy that can call the protections out. So that's kind of one of those things you got to really take a good hard look at. But I have no problem with either Jimmy G or Brissett starting. But I really believe if you really want to help this team move forward with the talent or lack thereof they have, you go get a free agent right tackle, and then you go get maybe a Bain in the draft, or I'd even have no problem getting Jeremiah Love at running back at the number 3 pick.
Man, I love Jeremiah Love as well. Look, this is a
very tempting.
Yes, it's a rebuild. Fans are just going to have to face it. It's a rebuild. You are nowhere close to Seattle, San Francisco, or Los Angeles in the Rams. Nowhere close. And that played out painfully obvious this past season. So you do the best you can, A, in free agency, and B, in the draft. And your basic plan then is to try to win, obviously, but you are not gunning for this coming season. It's the next season afterwards.
And we'll have Bob McManaman on tomorrow.
Yeah.
Didn't Bob hint that
he did?
One of the things that Michael Bidwell told Monty Ossenfort, but don't quote us on this, but he had said, that being Bobby Mack, that there was really no pressure on Monty Ossenfort at this point.
I remember that.
To rebuild or get this team back up to speed and go deal with the Joneses, as you mentioned, Seattle, San Fran, and L.A. So it's just kind of the philosophy where they want to go and say, we got to utilize what talent we have. Now, we can get some guys to block. That's got to be the key. And that's got to really be the key, unless you can build that free agency. And at that point in time, if you don't have the horses up front, I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
At quarterback or running back, whatever, you got to have that. So I'm very interested to see how they handle this free agency and what they get before the draft.
So it's all about Vegas. And when it comes to this divorce, the betting odds on who the week 1 quarterback will be for the Arizona Cardinals, Jacoby Brissett plus 150. So he's the current favorite. Of course, he's under contract. He's the most logical bridge to that 2027 QB quarterback or that rookie. Like Willis is plus 350 because he's the hot name everybody's been talking about. You guys mentioned Jimmy Garoppolo plus 500. Strong option there. Of course, the relationship that you mentioned, Manuch. Ty Simpson was a plus 1,200. He's the Alabama quarterback who met with the folks at Arizona at the Combine. So he is a possible target. And then Kyler Murray plus 2,500, the long shot odds. Experts believe he is likely to be released before March 15th to avoid that $17 million.
Manuch, how many one-year QBs have we seen come out and fail or not be very good? So,
well, you mean one-year QBs define that.
in college. Look, I can think of several guys who were 1 year star. Achilles Smith at Oregon tore it up, and then he got to the NFL with Cincinnati, ended up being a bust. There are other guys that just did 1 year, and everybody thought, oh, this is going to be and then it didn't pan out. Don't you want a quarterback that you're going to select in the draft, a guy who's played at least a couple of seasons in college football?
Reps matter.
Yes,
and I
they
think
do.
that an example of that is you look at Bo Nix coming out as a first-round pick for the Denver Broncos.
Perfect example.
He played 60-some games, played a lot of football. Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, played over 45 games in college.
Yeah.
It made a difference when he came in there and played the last 5 or 6 games as his rookie year.
And look at Mendoza, who will be the number one pick. Played 2 years at Cal and then transferred to Indy.
And I think of the who's the kid out of North Dakota State, that Trey Lance.
Yes.
Didn't play a lot of football.
No.
Really struggled his first couple of years. Now,
no, he's still struggling.
He still is. That's why this whole Malik Willis thing is, for me, I'd rather stick with the veterans now.
I'm with you 100%.
And then go draft somebody.
Yep.
If somebody's available second or third round, that's worth their ilk. I mean, Willis didn't get a big sample size in Tennessee. Let's just face it. They gave up on him. They moved him to Green Bay. Green Bay needed somebody to back up Jordan Love because Aaron Rodgers was gone. So that was a good move for Malik Willis.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we haven't seen enough sample size of him either.
Right.
Now, he could be, who knows what he could be in this offense. So you don't see over the years, you saw Goff and you see Stafford the last, 10 years with this LA Rams offense, which is going to come here. So you haven't seen a guy that's this athlete, whiz kid type of guy. It's a drop back pocket offense per se. So I feel that's off the table because of the offensive philosophy. I may be wrong.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But I think the guys that are out there, or the draft choices of a Ty Simpson or even a Carson Beck, could be later, could be a third or fourth rounder, might be a more viable option because of the guys that have experience in front of them.
Roc and Manuch, killer stat of the day. Kyler Murray has missed 30 games in his pro career and has only one playoff appearance in 7 seasons. Number 1 overall pick. You may have to put him up there.
Oh, he's not Jamarcus Russell.
No, I didn't go there.
Okay.
I could have very easily have gone there.
Yeah, he's not that.
But I would love to have some more time and kind of go through that list. Where would you rank him as somewhat of a bust for the first organization that drafted him?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Not overall, because, who's to say that he goes to the New York Jets and they win more than 500 games.
Yeah.
They're over 500.
Sure.
Which will be, they'll have a parade for him in New York.
Yeah.
And some will say that, what's he got, over 30,000 yards passing and look at his touchdowns. The only problem, and we talked about this at length, is he just could never stay healthy. And when he was healthy, he could perform, but on a limited basis. And then when he had the studs at receiver, the Hollywood Browns, I forget the other one's name, but they just couldn't get it done overall.
But he did win 9 games in a row, and they finished 11-5, and they went to the playoffs, and the Rams killed them. And look, this screams to me Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield selected number 1 by Cleveland. Gets to Cleveland. They win some games. The second year, Baker plays lights out. They make the playoffs. They go to Pittsburgh. They win in Pittsburgh. They go to Kansas City, lose to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in the last 10 seconds of the game. The next season, Baker gets hurt. And so what do? He tries to play through it. They stink, and then they kick him to the curb. Now, his tenure in Cleveland is much shorter than what Kyler Murray is here, but I'm just making the comparison that I think people who are now looking at Kyler Murray are hoping that he can resurrect his career similar to Baker Mayfield and Daniel Jones.
I will say this.
Not bad.
Baker's a little bit of a different quarterback.
He is.
He can win from the pocket. He can run. He can
I agree. Styles are different.
Yes, but he wins from the pocket. Cleveland, what a mistake that was to give up on him.
I
absolute
agree.
mistake. They gave up on
Cleveland likes to, you've seen that shirt that all these Browns fans, the Browns fans wear with all the different quarterbacks they've had over the years. They're trying to keep that record going. I mean, the numbers just out there. I love quarterbacks.
Yeah,
I mean, when you draft 2 in the same year, you love quarterbacks.
And guess what? They came out of the combine talking potential quarterbacks this year. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I know. If you're a Browns season ticket holder or whatever, you do not renew if they decide to draft
you. You don't want to hear that. And I think that a lot of times the National Football League, these teams give up too early on some of these quarterbacks.
That's fair.
They do. But Kyler's had a long look from all the other teams.
It's been a long leash.
It has been a long leash, and he's had it. And they had the air raid offense with Kingsbury. They had all that for the 5 years.
How much, before you continue, how much do you put into effect the fact that he's had so many different OCs?
That's fair.
I
would be fair to say that he's had 3 or 4 different OCs.
Because we speculate, because the rumors of him not really studying his playbook and all that fun stuff, that he likes video games and things like that, that maybe things don't come quite easy to him. And when you keep changing things on him, it makes him a couple steps back.
I would agree with that.
Pushes him.
That's very difficult. But here's the thing: the one thing that I think main reason why, there's a couple reasons why it's tough to trade him. Number one, the contract, injuries, being able to last a season. You brought it up.
3 things. You said couple.
No, 3. I'm sorry. There'll be several. But I think by the time they look at this thing, and on top of that, what offense does he fit that's out there right now? There's a lot of
Kyler Murray offense.
And so whatever
that is.
So if somebody gets them, they're going to have to adhere to a Kyler Murray offense in order to make it work. It's hard to put that square peg in a round hole.
Just let him run.
Let him run. Let him move around. Let him waggle. Let him sprint out.
Are you taller than Kyler?
Close. I think I could post him up, though.
Jeez. All right, we're going to shift gears, talk some hoops. Arizona crushed Kansas. How about ASU sweeping somebody this year? What does this mean for March? It's our Bud Light Hardwood Report is next. This is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Have you ever been to Rodizio Grill? Let me tempt you. Start your Rodizio experience with our hot, unlimited appetizers. Indulge on our award-winning gourmet salad bar with over 35 items. Then, 16 delicious, sizzling, rotisserie grilled meats and grilled items like our tender top sirloin and Rodizio's signature glazed pineapple, as much as you'd like.
Rodizio Grill, the Brazilian steakhouse.
Located in Mesa, North Scottsdale. With Sun Devil women's basketball, it's not just a game, it's a show. The speed, the swagger, the no-look passes that make the crowd gasp, the intensity that feels like it could light up the court by itself. Every night, this team brings fire, fast breaks, big moments, and defensive energy you can feel from the top row to the hardwood. If you want basketball with heart, pipe, and pure showmanship, you want Sun Devil women's basketball. Get your seats now at sundeviltickets.com.
When tragedy strikes, the impact is immediate and devastating. That's when the 100 Club of Arizona steps in, providing financial assistance, guidance, and emotional support to the families of public safety officers injured or killed in the line of duty. They also invest in mental health resources, injury prevention, and scholarships for the children of first responders. Every day, Arizona's public safety professionals put their lives on the line. The 100 Club of Arizona has their back. Learn more at 100club.org.
Hey, it's Kevin Rowe from Learn Rowe, trusted across Arizona for helping injured people after serious car wrecks. And I'm Sean Forrester, managing attorney at Learn Rowe Law Group. We may sound alike, but Learn Rowe Law Group is a completely separate firm focused solely on criminal defense. We handle serious felonies, DUIs, and misdemeanors with decades of courtroom experience. If you're facing criminal charges, don't wait. Call Learn Rowe Law Group now at 602-977-1900.
Learn Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Phoenix, Big's American Bar and Grill is hooking you up with the ultimate VIP spring training baseball experience. Text ESPN to 59925 for your chance to win 4 box seats to a weekend spring training game at Peoria Sports Complex. Plus, lunch and drinks at Big's before and after the game, travel voucher, and Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B swag pack. Just text ESPN to 59925. Standard message and data rates may apply. Find Big's at 83rd Avenue in Bell or online at bigspeoria.com.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, Don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer, trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today.
Back to the guys as they cover the state of Arizona and dive into the latest storylines, teams, and matchups from around the state in hoops.
All right, let's get into our Bud Light Hardwood Report. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Now featured every Thursday at all 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations. All right, of course, Arizona, big win at home against Kansas, 84-61. They've now clinched a share in the Big 12 regular season with that 23-point blowout. They shot 45.5% overall, capitalized on some drives, and they were stellar from the three-point lane, 30 for 34. And now Iowa State tonight, and we'll catch up with the public address announcer and friend of the program, Jeff Dean. He will join us coming up at 3 o'clock of the University of Arizona. So he's been down there calling games for, many years, 25 years or something like that.
Football, basketball.
We'll catch him, and he used to do morning radio down there as well. So we'll jump on with him at 2 o'clock, or 3 o'clock. Arizona State went over Utah, and they complete the sweep. They shot over close to 53% from three-point range. That's their second performance, best performance, that is, of the season. And got some young guys that played well, and somewhat maybe a spoiler role when it comes to the Big 12 tournament. It's all momentum, but it did move them to 15 and 14, keeping them maybe relevant. How crazy would it be?
They're over 500.
Well, yeah, that's saying something. I mean, how great would it be for them to go on a run and knock some people out of the Big 12? And the Big 12 being so powerful.
Yes. That would change
everything.
It would change everything, the way that everybody looks at Bobby Hurley.
Yeah,
the way that you look at the program, everything.
Yeah, because, I was thinking Bruce Pearl.
That'd be a hell of a choice.
Your next head coach.
That'd be a hell of a choice. How about Bryce Drew from GCU?
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I mean, I'm just saying there may be some of this. But how about this whole story could flip it completely. The script could flip if he gets to the Big 12 tournament, and let's say they knock off a college. Say they get to the Big 12 final. Not that they would, but I'm just saying they are very respectable. I mean, would they be a bubble team if they can win out? They only got Colorado where they got one more game left.
The only way that they could make the tournament would be to win the Big 12.
Yeah, I do think if we're going to talk coaches, I brought this up last year at this time. Greg McDermott from Creighton.
Yeah.
He's got a place in Fountain Hills. Spends a lot of time here in the off season.
He likes you.
I don't know if he likes me, but
Phoenix, what are you saying?
Yeah, he's a Phoenix Scottsdale guy, and like to have Mac in Tempe. That'd be kind of cool. Great guy. He's had a lot of success wherever he's gone.
That's true.
Well, and the bottom line is going to be, can he go get any more players with the NIL money that Bobby can't? You look at Odom this year. I mean, had a hell of a year, and he's just been the constant for this team, and he rightfully so. The highest paid guy, most experienced guy. And I think that those are some of the things that whoever takes this program over, and I'll give credit to Bobby Hurley and his staff for keeping it competitive and winning these games at the end of the year. I feel like felt very competitive. These last 7 games, when you look at their schedule, they didn't really get hammered by anybody. But I mean, you look at 500 basketball last 6, 7 games, 8 games, and I think that that's kind of a testament to Bobby at least getting these guys ready. Or for basically the guy that's kind of kept them on the pars, Odom. He's the one that's kept this entire team intact as far as practices, as far as games are concerned. With that game against Utah, it was just lighting it up, sharing it out there, and seeing Pig Johnson and Odom and your boy Chop have a good game.
Still didn't get
14.
enough shots.
14 points. I'll take it.
No, how many shots did he have, Manuch? Look that up real quick. I bet he needs to get 15 touches a game for them to be truly successful, because he has the capability to dominate down low on the block. He's that good.
He was 5 for 8.
There, he got 8 shots. That's
shots.
it.
Hit 2 threes.
Yeah, I mean, he should be getting 12 to 15 touches down low.
Another name, which is pretty obvious, Travis Steele. He's head coach of Miami of Ohio.
Yeah.
Another guy that you'll start hearing about. Northern Arizona, they fell to Eastern Washington, 88-57. It was wire-to-wire defeat. EWU opened up with a 19-0 run. How about that? Rebounding issues was the issue there. And then I don't know the name of the coach. Utah State could be the guy, too. He'll probably get a job because they're playing so well.
They are.
74-69, Grand Canyon lost to them. They trailed by 14.5, rallied back, take a brief lead with about 5 minutes left, but they couldn't hold on as GCU, not good. All right, as we look at the Big 12 landscape, it's shifting a little bit right now as we head into the final week with the blowout of Arizona over Kansas. That has them in the driver's seat for number 1. Of course, Arizona State, the win over Utah, kind of keeps them, out of the cellar there in the conference, which is good. But and then maybe the spoiler tier as the upcoming tournament, which is in Kansas City. So right now, Arizona is the top. In the top 5 is Arizona, Texas Tech, Houston, Kansas, and Iowa State. Of course, that's who they play tonight. Should be a good game down there in McKell Center. And Iowa, number 4 in the country right now.
Well, you watch Coa Pete. Talk about fresh legs. I mean, they had all 5 of their starters in double figures. I mean, they came out just fired up, hitting shots, getting steals. But Darren Peterson tried to get him back in the game.
Kansas made a great run in the beginning of the second half.
They surely did.
And only trailed by 2.
And when they got to 2, but all of a sudden, you saw the rebounding. You saw Grievous. What a great job he did.
Yeah.
But, you look at this Burries. I mean, just as a freshman, the kid, and what they did overall to kind of recapture that leader, recapture their momentum. But once again, it was I believe it was their rebounding, getting out on the fast break. At that point, you could tell U of A had more depth than KU had. But that's an anomaly because KU's usually loaded, 3-4 deep.
But they aren't this year.
Not this year.
They really aren't. They probably have 6 guys that can play really well, and then things start to get really iffy the rest of their bench.
All right, again, for Arizona State, if the season ended today, they would face number 13 Baylor. They'd be a number 12 seed. Again, the first round is Tuesday next week. Next week. And the win over Utah did help, but if they can stack wins against Kansas tomorrow, I think Iowa State on Saturday, and that'll move them right up, wouldn't it?
Oh, it would.
Could you imagine moving out of a first round, probably, right? So you get a bye.
Last 2 games of the year. By the way, you've got the Jayhawks and the Cyclones.
Yeah.
Good luck and good bowling.
There you go.
I mean, it's one of those seasons where Bobby Hurley can upset a Kansas at home. They really could. Anybody could, right? I mean, it
could be done.
They're looking for that upset of the year. You typically get one, right? And of course, tonight Iowa State, as I mentioned, down in Tucson, Cats can clinch the outright title.
I'll just tell everybody when the 3-ball starts to drop for Iowa State, the guy most likely shooting it, Momcilovic is his name. Milan Momcilovic.
You like to show up because you're a former play-by-play guy and you can pronunciate better than Manuch and I. It's not fair.
Pronunciate, articulate, speculate, and pontificate.
I wouldn't say speculate better, but
by the way, the Devils, they finally got their groove on with their 3-point shooting, 9 for 17. I mean, and Bryce Ford, there's a Bryce Ford sighting.
Oh, there was.
Did you see that?
I know. That's your guy.
I mean,
and he's been disappointing all year.
But he finally hit a couple, and it was good to see. 50% from the floor and 53 overall.
Yeah.
Hey, stay hot, guys. And who knows? Anything can happen. But this team, at least they're making it competitive. Now you got the 2 juggernauts. The last 2 games of the year. Can you show up and be competitive with these last 2 games?
The Hardwood Report is powered by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Now featured every Thursday at all 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations. As this week we'll be at the Tempe location. And that's right there at Tempe Marketplace. We're going to catch up with Craig Fouhy here in a few minutes. In hour number 3, Jeff Dean, as I mentioned, will join us, the PA announcer for the U of A. We'll catch him on his long drive down to Tucson for tonight's game. And then we'll also have Frank Sanders, because something I wanted to pose earlier in the hour, but we didn't have time to do it, was, do the Cardinals, they double down on youth by drafting Jordan Tyson to keep him here? How great would that be to keep a local kid here? Because they need to find someone to put the pressure off Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh, I don't think there's pressure on Marvin Harrison Jr.
I
think it switches now to Michael Wilson, who now everybody, it seems, has anointed as the number 1 receiver.
Who's done that?
This is people. That's what people are talking about.
I don't think there's pressure on him.
Pressure on Michael Wilson. Here's the thing on Marvin Harrison Jr.
First round pick, his dad. There's more pressure on this guy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and he hasn't shown yet. He hasn't popped yet.
That's why there's pressure.
Michael Wilson popped after Harrison was out of the lineup.
But nobody expected Michael Wilson to be anything except a number 3.
And then he
shocked number 4.
World.
Yeah, that's right. So where's the pressure?
So the pressure's on him to repeat that.
No.
Yes,
my
it
gosh,
is.
Jimmy. No. You're going to tell me that there's no pressure on Marvin Harrison Jr.?
There wasn't any pressure on him.
Do you think there's more on Michael Wilson than there is Marvin? New poll question.
I'm not high. No.
New poll, yes, you are.
I ate a dandelion. That's all I did.
I can't let that go. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, that made no sense.
Dude, that one's bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
dandelions make you high.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
How would you? No, never mind.
No, you don't want to know.
She's a Seattle kid, right? I was going down every time. No, it's not an Iowa guy because he's
a Seattle guy.
Yeah. Oh, you said Iowa guy. Yeah, tree hugger. So that's what you guys do up there. You eat dandelions to get high?
Damn right.
Why don't you just grow your own pot? It'd be a lot easier.
We know mushrooms will do that. But dandelions?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, sports director Craig Fouhy will join us right after. He's from up there too, but he was smart when he got out. We have an ESPN Radio 620 Sports Center with Laz now.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The Phoenix Suns are converting two-way guard Jamari Bouyer's deal into a full NBA contract, making him eligible for the postseason. Per ESPN's Shams Charania, the agreement is for 2 years and marks Bouyer's first full NBA deal. Over on the Diamond, the Arizona Diamondbacks are off today as they get set for a matchup against Team Mexico tomorrow at Salt River Field. The exhibition comes ahead of the World Baseball Classic, which will officially get underway later this week. This ESPN 620 Sports Center update is powered by Wright Toyota. The right price, the right selection, and always the right dealership. Located in Scottsdale on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, Wright Toyota has the right deal for everyone. Check out their full inventory of pre-owned certified vehicles under $15,000, all online at wrighttoyota.com. Coming up next, it's Fact or Fouhy with ABC 15 Sports Director Craig Fouhy.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Swing into Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf to get custom fit for the new Ping G440K driver. It's the new standard and straight with dual carbon fly wrap and a faster face. It's Ping's highest MOI most forgiving driver ever. Check out Ping's new G440K drivers. Book your custom fitting in store or online. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selection. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard and always online at wrighttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out wrighttoyota.com.
Now open in North Scottsdale. It's the Orangedale Lounge. OD's, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
If you own a home and need cash, you could unlock thousands of dollars from your home equity quickly and easily. Call LendGo today at 888-420-4556. At LendGo, you can find out how much cash you could get with a home equity loan in just 2 minutes. It's free. There's no obligation, and it won't affect your credit score. Use the money for anything. Pay off high-interest debt, make home improvements, or just give your budget some breathing room. Best of all, you keep your low mortgage rate while you're getting the cash you need. See how much you can get today. Call 888-420-4556. That's 888-420-4556. Or visit lendgo.com. That's LENDGO.com. Homeowners nationwide are doing it. Now it's your turn. Call 888-420-4556 today. LendGo, where homeowners go to get cash. 888-420-4556.
It's time for Fact or Fouhy with ABC 15 Sports Director Craig Fouhy. Fouhy joins the guys each Monday to break down the top stories of the weekend. And as a reminder, Manuch writes the questions. Now, here's ABC 15's Craig Fouhy.
All right, time to do a little Fact or Fouhy with Sports Director Craig Fouhy, ABC 15. How we doing there, Fouhy? What's happening, buddy?
I'm doing good, fellas. What's going on?
Hey, you grew up in the Northwest, right?
Well, Southern California, Georgia, the Northwest. Yeah, it's kind of all over the country with my dad's work.
So when you were up in the Northwest that time, did you ever, like, as a kid, eat dandelions to get high? Because Jimmy B, just before we went to break, said he was big into dandelions growing up. And I had never heard that.
Dandelions?
I don't. That's a good question. That's why we just want to double check. We're doing a fact check with, obviously Fact or Fouhy. If you would know. So is that a fact or Fouhy?
I know of them.
Yeah.
I knew a girl named Dandy once. And,
here we go. And she made you high? Yeah. She made him a lion.
I don't think I know. We were more into hunting and fishing and things like that, than sports rather than dandelions.
Okay.
I don't know.
So safe to say Fouhy on that one, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, Fouhy on that.
All right, that's the first question. All right. I'm glad Manuch wrote that one. All right, let's get to the real stuff. All right, we're gonna start out real easy, okay? So question number one, Arizona is a legitimate Final Four team. Fact or Fouhy? Said earlier, we're making it easy. We're making it easy.
Fact.
Okay.
Fact. Okay, I'll go with fact on that one. How's that sound?
Okay, perfect.
So when you watch the Cats this year more so than the last few years,
I always watch the Cats. What are you talking about more so this year?
I mean, but
come on, Manuch.
It's been 90 years before they made a Final Four.
I don't have a horse in the race. I didn't go to ASU or Arizona, so I can watch both objectively. I don't have to worry about who's better, who's not. I don't have to scream and point my finger at the other team. I'm good. I'm a sportscaster here locally. I watch them.
I know, and I agree.
At any rate,
I agree
with
you.
Your question was,
what's the point, Manuch?
Yeah, I'm just kind of putting it out there, just seeing what the aces of all are saying out there, and making sure that they've got the horses to go to the Final Four.
Fouhy, you don't have to answer that.
Are you kidding me?
You don't have to answer that. Manuch is just trying to get more airtime because all three of us are here today. So Manuch tries to get as many words in as possible.
Yes, Skippy.
So we can move on.
They're 27-2 for God's sakes. They were ranked number one for weeks and weeks. Now it's Duke and Arizona, Michigan. I mean, come on, UConn. You're talking blue blood this year. You're talking one of the best all-round teams in the country.
Coach, I'm just putting it out there. I'm not disagreeing.
What? I mean, if anybody doesn't believe that, you're probably a diehard ASU guy.
Okay, well, speaking of ASU, question number two.
Oh, yeah.
ASU in basketball is better positioned long-term than people realize. Fact or Fouhy?
Wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. ASU is better positioned in basketball long-term than people realize. Fact.
I heard you ask that question. Yeah. Listen, I would say Fouhy on that just because the Desert Financial Arena is a mess, right? And they know they have to redo that completely, and it's going to take time. They can't do it all at once. So that's going to be some time involved in getting the arena back. The facilities are struggling right now. The coaching situation is out on a limb. We don't know. I would doubt that Bobby Hurley's back next year. NIL has been a real battle here in Tempe for basketball, men's basketball. You've got that out there. And I know Bobby's been working it hard, but when Bobby leaves, then somebody else has to come in and get it done. I just don't know how at any point in basketball you're going to make that school a premier team.
Is it all about the NIL at this point for ASU? You feel when you look
at
some of these numbers?
It's for everybody. It's for everybody. You talk about what guys are making right now in college, and everybody's got to do that. You've got to jump on board. And some of the old school guys, myself included, Bobby Hurley, some other guys across the country have been slow to get on board because they just didn't think that it was going to happen the way it is. But it is what it is now. You're paying guys a bunch of money. They're all mercenaries. They come for 1 year. You have to completely rebuild a basketball team every single year, and that takes a heck of a lot of work. And then you've got facilities to boot on top of that. It's a tough recruit.
Coach, as you well know, I love it when you're on the show because you and I are the only two people on this program that still have journalistic integrity.
Eat dandelions.
Fact.
That is a fact. So with that being said, this next question, I remind you, I did not write it. Question number 3. The Suns are not a real contender. Fact or Fouhy?
The Suns are not a real contender?
Yep, that's what it says here.
Did anybody ever think they were? I'm going to say fact. Listen, the Suns have outdone what Vegas thought they would, right? Vegas had them at 30.5 wins. They're at 34 right now. They're playing much more inspired basketball. I just saw Josh Bartelstein over at the Final Four tip-off last Tuesday. I told him, I said, look, Josh, nobody thought this was going to happen, right? You brought in Brian Greger, who had never been a general manager. You brought in Jordan Ott, who had never been a head coach. You sent half the team away, brought in a whole new roster, and Vegas was about right at 30.5 wins, and now they've got 34 with 22 to go. So I've been pleased with the Suns. Are they a contender? No. You're not going to get through the Oklahoma City Thunder, San Antonio Spurs, Minnesota, Houston in the West, right? You got Denver. You remember, the play-in is one thing, and right now they're 7th, so they'll be in a play-in at this point. You can win a game. Then you can win a second game. But then you got to go a 7-game series against a team that's far superior to what you are. And if you finish 8th, you got to start with Oklahoma City. Not a good thing.
All right, Philly, question 4. Cards should draft a quarterback this year. Fact or Philly?
Fouhy on that. I don't think there's a quarterback worth wasting a draft pick on. Now, if you pick one up in the 3rd or 4th round, maybe you can get one there.
Yeah.
But you're certainly not going to jump the gun in the 1st or 2nd or 3rd round and take one of these quarterbacks because I just don't see that much value in who's out there. Maybe you wait a year and see what you got.
I think that Dan Manucci's should be around the 6th round. We could grab Manuch at 6.
You got Tom Brady in the 6th round. You got Tom Brady in that 6th round. You never know.
But see, the thing is, you don't have to hold a clipboard anymore because they all got Microsoft tablets.
Yeah.
It's so much easier.
I'm out of a job then, Coach.
I know, right? I know. Seriously.
I could still
Manuch, get the tablet.
Yeah.
Manuch, get the tablet. What happened on 3rd and 10 at the 43? Come on.
I just got that from memory. We got to get that. Fergie got sacked, so I can only help you with the snap count.
I'm giving you a hard time.
That's all right. But it's interesting. You talk about how finite and anal the National Football League is. They also not only chart the plays, but chart Joe Ferguson's snap counts. So he can get into a pattern of on 1 or on 2 or on 3 that they want to make sure he mixes it up. I see not only the defense, not only the play, but the snap counts. And went, really? I mean,
but you know what? That's gone by the wayside a lot of times. I mean, I think there's still some really good quarterbacks with snap count.
Yes.
And the way they disguise it. But I'll tell you what, you see all the, like Peyton Manning brought about this Omaha, and then the next sound was the snap. Everybody knew what was coming.
Sure.
And so I think a lot of guys would just go on 1 so fast and easy, and that's an advantage to the defense. So I think snap count is an underused weapon for an offense.
All right, Coach, last one, we kind of hit on this a little bit. NIL has permanently broken recruiting balance. Fact or Fouhy?
Oh, it's out of control. It is. That's a fact. It's out of control. It's the wild, wild west across the entire country in every sport. Transfer portal, they've got to get that under control. They've got to put some caps or guidelines on this NIL thing. You're paying guys millions of dollars now to play, which is just absolutely crazy. The money's there. We all know that, right? The money, television rights and all that stuff. But when it comes down to revenue share with the players for all the sports and NIL and how you're coaching, I talked to Molly Miller last week, and she just said, my job now is to not only coach them on the court, but work with them on how to be an entrepreneur off the court because of NIL. So now the coaches, not only do they have, like Mike D'Antoni told me years ago, I got a couch in my office because I'm a psychologist more than I'm a coach. You've got to have the couch in your office just to help people get through their problems, right, and counsel them. And then you've got to be a coach on the court that wins. And then on top of that, you've got to teach them how to be an entrepreneur so they can make money from their name, image, and likeness. I mean, it's crazy.
We had the new head coach of the Dallas Renegades on Friday, Rick Neuheisel, and Roc nominated him for a potential head, whether it be a Saban or Neuheisel or whoever, Urban Meyer, to oversee this. But it would be like, where the hell do you start? I mean, where do you start to put this? You can't put the genie back in the bottle. I mean, you look at the portal restrictions that finally have some teeth in them as far as being able to transfer. Maybe. So where would you start, Craig Fouhy, if you were the head dog?
Well, number one, you've got to put a cap on how many years you can play, right? The old rule was you get 4 years and 5, right? You play 4 or 5. Now it's 6, 7, 8, 9 years. Guys are in college playing for 9 years. Now with NIL money, if I can make $5 million, why would I want to leave?
Exactly.
Right? If I can make $5 million a year, why am I want 7 years of eligibility. I want 10. Heck, get me to 32, please. I want to be a 32-year-old college quarterback. I mean, it's absolutely insane. So you've got to put a cap on how many years you're eligible. Number two, you have to put some kind of contract in place between the school and the player that says this is how much you're going to make when you come in here, and this is how long what we expect from you. And then you've got to put some years on it and put some teeth into that contract. You see what happened at Washington when their quarterback tried to leave, and they said, you know what, go ahead, we'll sue your ass. And then he came back and said, well, never mind, I really don't want to do that. I'm going to come back and play. You have to make something concrete out of what is absolute mush right now, that anybody can get away with murder. And there's so many loopholes. There's so many ways to get around this thing right now. Somebody has to come in and control it. And how you do that right now with the way it is, like you said, the toothpaste is out of the tube. It doesn't go back in there. So now you got to figure out how to bring it back to some kind of sanity so people can survive this current arms war.
And there's no way that they could institute like the NFL does with a salary cap. They can't do that.
No CBA.
No
Why
CBA.
not?
Well,
Why not? I mean, who
Antitrust?
cares about a CBA, for goodness sakes? Now, you're going to make this, if you're going to make it professional, you're right, it already is professional. They're playing for money, not for an education anymore, right? Guys played for a long time for an education.
That's
and
right.
Granted, some guys got money under the table and got cars and all kinds of stuff.
Coach, remember now, Congress shot that down as an antitrust violation you can't limit them on what they're making. That's what I'm saying. They've already got
Tell me one thing Congress does that's valid. Tell me anything that they do.
I'm just saying, if they take it to the court, they may shoot that down. But I'm just saying they've already ruled that they're not going to allow limits.
Well, again, Manuch, that depends on which court you go to, because you can get an answer in all different courts across the country now.
I can go to Mississippi and probably get some more playing time as well now.
I know. As I'm saying, listen, it's out of control. It really is the wild, wild west. And I don't know, because no one had the foresight to really look ahead and see what this would do to college athletics. And now you've got the minor leagues, and actually in some cases, you got guys in college making more than they do in the NFL or in the NBA.
Fouhy, good stuff, buddy. Have yourself a good day.
I'm fired up now. How do you tell me? How do I get off this ledge now?
I can tell you, it's easy. Dandelions.
Dandelions. Where's the OG bar? Where's the OG bar?
That's ABC 15's Craig Fouhy here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here on ESPN Radio Phoenix. One thing, too, is we're in the studios right now, and I just saw an ad pop up on FS1. We've got them all over here and all kind of stuff. And I don't know if it's me. I've been here 30-plus years. And did you know that we have an IndyCar race this weekend and then a NASCAR race the next weekend?
The only reason why I heard about it was just the news, the sports last night. We're promoting both of it. That's the only time I knew IndyCar and NASCAR together.
No disrespect to the people that run the show over there.
Yeah.
But they are not doing a good job.
That's the only reason why
I got to tell you, we used to be all over it. And you would hear it, see it everywhere in the marketplace. and maybe their product sells without marketing, but I got to tell you, we would bring on drivers, sponsors, the whole 9 yards for weeks out.
Yes, we did.
For obviously the big race, but to have it the Indy Series here and NASCAR back to back, same track. What a great time in over there in Avondale.
Rock, we were getting emails promoting so-and-so. Would you like so-and-so? What happened? But Indy and NASCAR the same weekend.
No, back-to-back weekend.
Back-to-back
weekend. So anyway, there you go. Spring NASCAR weekend. There you go. Two series, one track. So that's big stuff. So I believe it all kicks off this weekend.
Yes.
All right. We will get into a little football at 50, but more importantly, it's going to be more NFL stuff as I want to get into the combine wrapping up and how this is going to be a very crazy 2 weeks in the National Football League. We're already seeing some trades and releases already today, so we'll tap into some of that next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with a perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Being in an auto accident is traumatic. You need to call the best law firm that has the experience to get you the best results. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the Grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails, yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First, drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said,
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips. Because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Let's get back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B now on ESPN 620.
All right, some NFL news to get into. David Montgomery has been traded. The Lions are trading him to the Houston Texans in exchange for outside linebacker Juice Scruggs, a 4th-round pick this year and a 7th-rounder next year. Titus Howard is going to the Browns. He's the right tackle. He's coming from the Texans. And then they immediately signed him to a 3-year, $63 million extension. Khalil Mack is returning, the star edge rusher. had reportedly decided that there was a good possibility he was not going to come back, right? He was going to retire. And then Juwan Taylor has been released by the Chiefs.
It's a shocker.
The offensive tackle. Well, I don't know if it's they couldn't find a trade partner and saved them $20 million in cap space.
That's why they cut him.
They could re-sign him too. These guys,
they can for less.
They could come back and re-sign. But wonder how Pat Mahomes is feeling about that. His one of his top tackles is gone because of a salary hit. But once again, a lot of these guys can get re-signed that are being let go. As was it next Monday is the legal tampering day.
That's it.
So a lot of trades, a lot of movement, and then guys that's a shocker though. Juwan Taylor looking to be moved.
This could be one of the guys you're referring to, Marshawn Lattimore. Commanders are expected to release him, the corner. He's a pretty good corner. I can't imagine them letting him go.
Well, again, when these guys are retooling with their defenses or offenses, they're looking, okay, can you bring them back? And so if they let him go and they put him out there, you can always bring these guys back at lesser salary.
Some franchise tag and free agent updates. The deadline for teams to use the franchise tag is tomorrow at 2:00. George Pickens, you may have heard over the weekend, tagged by the boys. Kyle Pitts, the tight end for the Falcons, has been tagged. Bryce Hall, the running back for the Jets, looks like he is. Breece, excuse me. Right. He is going to be tagged. It looks as though. So some of those
poor guy
are out there.
Breece Hall, can you please trade me or just leave me alone? I do not want to be here.
Unbelievable.
I mean, by far, probably the best player on that team right now. But the guys, if he gets at least 5% of the top running backs in the league, I guess he'll have to suffer as one of the highest paid running backs in New York.
In the worst team in the league.
Yes. It beats being in Ames. Was he an Iowa State guy?
Yeah, Iowa State guy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
But he's making the cash.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, the one thing with the tag, they can negotiate up until, I want to say, the time of the year. They can
I think it's July 15th.
Is it July 15th? Okay.
I believe so.
So just because they have the tag, if they don't get it renegotiated, he'll be one of those, as I mentioned, one of the top 5 running backs in the National Football League.
Now, I haven't heard anything today, but the Bears, Chicago Bears, of course, we've been going back and forth on the bidding war between Indiana and Illinois. As of this morning, the situation is this. The governor of Indiana signed a bill into law that has provided some concrete financial framework to basically get the Bears to come to Hammond, Indiana. Now, this proposed site is called Wolf Lake, and it's about 20 miles south of Chicago. Right. The financial incentives have the deal roughly around $1 billion in incentives. It's funded by a bunch of new tax levies, including a 1% food and beverage tax in that area, in those counties. And then there's a hotel tax of about 10% and a 12% tax on stadium tickets. So, a lot of us feel that this is just some negotiations that are going on. But I have talked to some people that are in this industry that think this is real, and that the proposed Arlington Heights there in Illinois, right, which is where I think that's where most Chicago Bears fans would like it to stay or go, I should say. But they are it's an absolute mess politically in the state of Illinois. And that's where they're having their issues.
Yeah, the governor signed off for Indiana. The mayor, I'm sure, signed off. It's very similar with the Kansas City, Kansas side with the Chiefs.
Yeah, the similar
with
deal.
The bonding.
Yep.
And it's just a matter of semantics that the mayor of Kansas City, Kansas signs off on. That'll be a no-brainer. But, yeah, very similar. But at least the Kansas Chiefs versus the KC Chiefs, it's still a KC Kansas side. It's all semantics.
It's laughable.
But they were very aggressive to this point. Indiana is extremely aggressive with this. That'd be very tough for an ownership group and Kevin Warren as president to turn this down.
Yeah. It's if you're hired to do a job to make your owner more money, this is a better deal.
Absolutely.
Yes. Absolutely.
And yeah, you're going to get a PR hit. but that PR hit won't last that long.
No, as soon as the season begins, they're still the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, and they can still keep that name.
Yes.
You're still getting a brand new, there's $2.2 billion stadium. The area, I think they want to do similar, like develop that area.
Yeah, it'll be a whole big development.
Yeah, whole big development. But I mean, how do you?
But the Arlington site, you saw some of the renderings. That was like a $4 billion dome stadium. Does that take away the tradition, the mystique of Chicago football?
Did when Minneapolis built a dome stadium, did it take away from the Vikings?
I know, but I don't think Minnesota is the same level as the Chicago
the Bears. No, I understand where you're going. I don't think so, to be honest with you. Look, Soldier Field's a dump. Has been, even though they tried to put all those renovations in.
I remember
it was a terrible field to play on.
It is the worst.
It is.
It's like a spaceship. I remember when they basically just built around it.
They did.
It was like the dumbest thing. Like, how did people sign off on that?
I think no matter if it's built there in Illinois, just the tradition of the Bears, it withstands the dome.
Nothing changes.
But here's okay.
New York Giants, New York Jets.
They don't play in New
Jersey. I mean, it's
I'm just saying if they stay in Illinois. I mean, you're talking about a dome stadium in Illinois. They're rendering what they have. I don't think as far as the records and all that, it's just they're playing indoors in Illinois. Now, you go to Indiana, it's a little different vibe, a little different feel. Are they the Indiana Bears now?
No, they keep the name.
No, nothing changes.
You're not. Look at you do what you just said there.
No,
that wasn't
throw that out
facetious.
there. The Indiana Bears are getting. They want all the accolades in Indiana, wouldn't you think?
I don't think if you're Indiana, you care. You don't care what they're called.
That's it.
You got an NFL team playing in your backyard. Not to mention most of the folks that actually play for the Chicago Bears will want to live in Indiana and take advantage of the tax breaks.
I'd say the other one that you lost. You look at the Bills' brand new stadium. It's not a dome stadium.
Nope.
They wanted to make sure they kept that open aired stadium on top of that.
Yeah, but they will never host the Super Bowl because they don't have the wherewithal to do it. So you have
areas.
That's it. So you have this stadium, even though it's a bad weather climate in January for the Super Bowl, they would probably still bring a Super Bowl to that Bears stadium.
Timing's good.
Yeah.
Team's pretty good right now.
Yeah.
All right. Jeff Dean will join us, the public address announcer and talk show host for the University of Arizona. He'll join us right out of the gate, and then a little bit later we'll get back into some NFL talk with Frank Sanders. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from the ESPN Radio Phoenix studios. With 60th Street Northern. Can't miss us. Just look for Wolf's Truck. We'll come back next.
Whether it's getting back on the court or back to everyday life, recovery takes the right team. At the Barrow Neuro Rehabilitation Center, that means a combination of world-class neurological specialists who share one mission, helping each patient reach their unique recovery goals. Nationally ranked in rehabilitation, Barrow Neurological Institute is dedicated to maximizing independence and quality of life for people with conditions of the brain and spine. It matters where you get your neurorehabilitation care. Learn more at barrowneuro.org.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The NCAA Women's Final Four is coming to Phoenix, and the fun starts at Women's Final Four Tourneytown, presented by Capital One. A 4-day celebration, games, contests, giveaways, and special appearances. There's something for every fan, and it's all free inside the Phoenix Convention Center. Join the excitement of the Women's Final Four in downtown Phoenix, April 2nd through 5th. Free events, all ages, all weekend. NCAA.com/Women's Final Four.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Here's what's different about GCU. It's one of the country's biggest universities with over 360 programs shaped by industry leaders. GCU's campus ranks among the top in the nation. Most of all, GCU cares about affordability. The average federal and private loan debt for GCU undergrads is lower than the average for private nonprofit four-year universities. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. And now, an on-air sports marketing presentation. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at arizonasports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a record need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
All right, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here on ESPN Radio Phoenix. And a big one tonight, number 2, Arizona Wildcats, 27-2 face-off with the number 6 Iowa State Cyclones down there on a big Monday. Senior night there at McKell Center, and some major implications as a victory for the Cats clinches the Big 12 regular season title outright. Joining us now, he's the PA guy down there, friend of the program's been doing radio in Tucson for many, many years, and radio here in the Valley of the Sun, of course. Jeff Dean, how you doing, Dean? What's going on? How are you, buddy?
Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, been too long. How you guys been?
Well, you know, if you'd answer your phone, I mean, Manuch has been trying to get a hold of you for months, you know.
I'm like, where's the big fella at?
Hey, Jeff, you know, you've worked with Manuch. You get it, dude. It's tough. It's real tough.
Yeah, I had to actually unblock the number because Verizon, they called me asking why they were getting all these sent back phone calls.
Be careful, big fella. I knew you before you were born, so you better be careful.
Hey, what is the vibe, Jeff, of this team from years past? I mean, you've been part of so many great Arizona Wildcat teams. How is this one different?
You know, I think every team has obviously got their own quirks and their own peaks and valleys, but this team, you know, up until the game against Baylor in Waco last week, the biggest deficit they'd had all season was 6 points. And you don't see that with any basketball team anywhere. Duke, Michigan, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, this team just dominates for 40 minutes. Now, you know, some of the games, you know, you'll see Duke beat Notre Dame by 50 points. Michigan's beaten ranked teams by 30 and 40 points this year. You won't see Arizona do that too often. But what you will hear is the opposing coach saying, I've never been beat up so badly in my entire life than when I played Arizona. And things like, with Arizona, it's pick your poison. The problem is it's all poison. You know, those are the things that are being said about, you know, when you play Arizona. Because some nights things just go wrong for your team. You get blown out. It happens. For some reason, this team just loves to be physical on both ends of the floor, and you feel every 40 minutes of Arizona basketball. And I think that to me is what's really, really different about this basketball team.
Jeff, my concern about it is watching the game against Kansas. They were doing exactly what you said, having their way and winning that physicality battle. And then when the second half began, Kansas went on a run and got to within 2 points before Arizona exploded again. and blew the doors off the Jayhawks. Is there any concern at all about playing well and then playing lackluster and then trying to rally again?
Well, I think anytime you have three freshmen on the floor in games of large magnitude, as Arizona has been playing all year, there's going to be lapses in judgment. There's going to be moments where you kind of are shaking your head as if to say, why are they just letting this team back in the game? And it's happened at the end of games for Arizona. They had a 7-point lead against Texas Tech at home a couple of weekends ago, ended up losing that game. These things happen when you have freshmen on the floor, and even sometimes, even the seniors. I mean, you have to remember that these are young men, and they're still learning the game, and we're all prone to mistakes. And the good thing is that this team is built to go on runs. In that Kansas game, it was 5-2 Kansas. Arizona goes on a 19-0 run, and that pretty much, put Kansas in a complete. We have to change our mode. Situation now. And then when the game got to 2 points, Arizona went on a 16-0 run and closed out the game. And, the reason you build up leads like that is so that you can weather storms against great teams like Kansas, Texas Tech, Iowa State, Houston, so many other teams that are in this Big 12 conference.
But Jeff, you talk about these freshmen, Karchenkov and Pete and Burries. They just seem more, I don't know, mature or more prepared as, true freshmen. that's very, I'm not going to say surprising, but very impressive when you watch these kids the entire year like this.
I've had to see a lot of great freshmen come through McHale just this year. I've got to see AJ Devonta up close and personal, just saw Darren Peterson up close and personal. Sure. And, nothing against those guys. They're great players. What Tommy Lloyd has recruited here are guys who want to win. Guys who are built for the process, guys who are, maybe not the best three-point shooter, maybe not the best scorer, maybe not the best handler, maybe not the best defensive player, but guys that are tireless in their effort to make sure that they do their job for however many minutes that they're out there, and to basically play alongside your fellow man in the ultimate goal of winning a basketball game. And I think that's what's different about these freshmen. And there are going to be guys taken in this upcoming NBA draft. This freshman NBA draft is the best I've ever seen in my entire life. Period. End of story. And there are going to be guys taken in this NBA draft that are going to make a lot of coaches and GMs very, very happy at the next level. But I can guarantee you that any GM and coach that takes any of the three freshmen that are currently on Arizona are also going to be equally as happy.
Jeff, take me to the game tonight then against Iowa State. Iowa State's good. They have depth. However, they played one of their poorest games at home a few days ago, and Texas Tech beat them without J.T. Toppin. So what do you expect tonight, out of Iowa State, and is there any concern at all that with what you just referred to as freshmen, young men still learning the game, that there might be some sort of letdown thinking, hey, we destroyed Kansas, we can just walk in the building and do the same to the Cyclones?
Well, it's certainly you hope not situation. You hope that the young men learn from their mistakes. That's how you get better. And you hope that they continue to do that. Now, that being said, Iowa State is a very tough customer. They've also been a very head-scratching team this year, as has Texas Tech. Texas Tech has some of the most head-scratching losses of any top 25 team this year, yet you look at their resume of wins, they win at the Garden against Duke with a freshman who has never played in a Texas Tech uniform before, guarding Cameron Boozer for the second half of that game, which is, in my opinion, the best win any team has had all year in college basketball. They're capable of winning any game at any time. Iowa State, with a lot of pride to play at home, flat out just laid an egg. And this team, we've seen that out of some of Otzelberger's teams, and it's not that they're fundamentally unsound. I just think that they lack a little bit of cohesion for whatever reason. I don't know if they're having issues in practice. I'm not exactly sure what problem is there, but I watch Iowa State, and there'll be situations where they'll have 3 or 4 possessions in a row where they turn the ball over. And it's just like they just completely lose themselves for minutes over minutes of time in basketball games. You don't normally see that out of an Iowa State basketball team. But make no mistake, they're going to be focused. They're going to be angry. They're going to want to win. And the last time they were in McHale Center, Caleb Love did a 57-foot heave-ho at the buzzer to send it to overtime. And then Arizona outscored them 10-2 in the overtime to win that basketball game. So there's going to be a lot of feelings from Iowa State coming into this game tonight.
And that being said, Jeff, do you see a defensive battle? Because both these teams average over 82 points per game. So is it the first one to 85 or the first one to 72? How do you see this playing out? What you just said, Iowa State wants to rebound quite nicely on the road.
Boy, Manucci, that's a great question. Both teams rebound extremely well.
Right.
And of course, Iowa State has Momcilovic, who's a ridiculously good three-point shooter, which can change the scores in games very, very quickly. If Arizona is playing their best, this game will be in the low 80s to high 70s, and meaning that Arizona is playing their best defense, and they're also able to limit Josh Jefferson off the offensive glass from getting second chance points. That's where Arizona really needs to make hay tonight. And if they can grab enough defensive rebounds, limit Iowa State to one-shot possessions, then I think an 80 to 76 type of score is definitely in play.
Jeff Momcilovic, who you just mentioned, shoots the three at 50%, maybe even a little better. At times, then, can you see Tommy Lloyd running two players at him so he's uncomfortable around that three-point line?
Well, Arizona is, I believe, they're the seventh largest team in the country, so I don't think they have a problem with size because Momcilovic is a legit 6'8", 6'9". He's a lanky, tall guy with a very high arcing shot. Arizona likes to switch a lot on defense, and I think as long as they're communicating like they should on defense, which is key to any type of a switch defense, as long as they're communicating, they'll always have a guy on Momcilovic. Now, I know that Momcilovic also doesn't really care for contact all that much, so if some of the guys that play a little rougher, maybe a Tobe Awaka, maybe an Ivan Karchenkov, can get in and underneath him and kind of take him out of his rhythm, that's where you see nights where he had, I think he was 2 of 13 in a game early on in the conference, maybe against Baylor, I want to say. But then there's other nights where he's been, 9 of 11 from three. So we just hope we get the former than the latter.
Good call.
Jeff, as we let you go, what year is this for you as the public address announcer at McHale?
This is the end of year 13 for me.
My gosh. I got to ask, how hard is it to remain professional, to not react to the officiating calls, and not sometimes get caught up in the excitement of the home team and the success? How do you get yourself to, handle that mental task of sitting there and the feelings that you would have? Oh, his phone.
We lost it.
That's the best question of the day.
Right around Casa Grande.
Hands down.
You might be right around Casa Grande.
See, it's that I-10.
Yeah.
There's a spot there.
Oh, there's that spot.
Yeah, there's that spot right before you get to Eloy, Coolidge.
It's a dead spot
There's
right
a little
there.
dead zone right there.
Seriously, you mean he's been doing it for 13 years, and to not be a homer. I mean, I think Vince Marotta does a tremendous job for Suns games.
Sure he does, yep.
To not get caught up in, the NBA's got some bad officiating. To not get caught up in it. I mean,
hey, Jude, that call sucks.
Not turning your mic off? Are you kidding me?
Seriously, because there's people next to him.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, well, that was Jeff. We appreciate it. By the way, Menovich, how you say his name?
Oh, Momcilovic.
But it sounds like a candy bar.
It's Milan Momcilovic. He's a kid that played his high school ball up by Minneapolis.
All right.
Would you classify him as a gunner because he has like 1 assist per game?
But he is. Jeff was right on the money. He does not like to go down low on the block. Not his favorite spot. Even though if he has a shorter defender on him, then he will. But most of the time, you're going to see him hang around the 3-point line.
I will continue with some basketball talk with the Suns. They're starting a 4-game stretch here against teams under 500. Is this a get-right week or a trap week? Suns talk next. We'll break it all down. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B here on ESPN Radio Phoenix.
Phoenix, Big's American Bar and Grill is hooking you up with the ultimate VIP spring training baseball experience. Text ESPN to 59925 for your chance to win 4 box seats to a weekend spring training game at Peoria Sports Complex. Plus, lunch and drinks at Big's before and after the game, travel voucher, and Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B swag pack. Just text ESPN to 59925. Standard message and data rates may apply. Find Big's at 83rd Avenue in Bell or online at bigspeoria.com.
There's nothing like it. The rush when the band plays, the roar when the Sun Devils take the court, the energy that shakes the building and pulls you to your feet. This is Sun Devil men's basketball, where every night brings the sound of something electric, something unpredictable, something you have to feel to believe. From the first tip to the final buzzer, Sun Devil Hoops is where passion lives. Be a part of it. Bring the noise, and let's light up Desert Financial Arena together. Get your seats now at sundeviltickets.com.
Swing into Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf to get custom fit for the new Ping G440K driver. It's the new standard and straight with dual carbon fly wrap and a faster face. It's Ping's highest MOI most forgiving driver ever. Check out Ping's new G440K drivers. Book your custom fitting in-store or online. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people with upfront pricing before the work starts. So there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplumbingarizona.com. ROC number 268603.
Mania is back at Twin Peaks, and so is the Dose Millions Bracket Challenge. Fill out your bracket at twinpeaksbracketchallenge.com by March 19th at 9 a.m. for a shot at $2 million. The top bracket at every Twin Peaks wins a $50 gift card. Plus, grab $15 Dos Equis buckets all day Saturday and Sunday. Cold beer, wall-to-wall games, $1 million stakes. Enter now at twinpeaksbracketchallenge.com.
Driving high can get you a DUI. Instead of getting behind the wheel, designate a sober driver or rideshare. In Arizona, drug-impaired driving is illegal, even if the drug is legal. So drive sober or not at all. In Arizona, there's zero tolerance for impaired driving, since drugs slow your reaction time and cloud your judgment. If you feel different, you drive different. Visit drivesober.az.gov to learn more. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Let's get back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B now on ESPN 620.
Hi, Roc and Manuch with you here from the ESPN Radio studios. Get it right week or trap week? As we talk some Phoenix Suns here as they get going tomorrow, Sacramento. And a schedule on paper that clearly should be one that they should get 3 of 4. Coming off that win Thursday night. They're well rested. And the tail of the tape is Sacramento tomorrow. They've already clinched the season tiebreaker with them. Then Chicago Bulls on Thursday, only meeting left. Bulls won the first one by 3. Pelicans on Friday. This is somewhat of a high-stakes tiebreaker game for Western seeding. And then they'll finish off the week with a bad Charlotte team as they blew them out by 20 in January. But the Suns are entering what I call the get-right zone. The stat, this week, the Suns face 4 opponents with a combined 94 and 144 record. That's under 40%. 3 of these teams are currently under 500. So this is one that they can maybe jump out and make sure they feel all right as this play-in game or this play-in playoff is coming up right around the corner. But this is a no-excuse week. This is a golden opportunity to go 4-0, massive ground over the Lakers and Clippers because the schedule's so soft. Agree? Disagree?
No, I agree. I think you're spot on, Roc. I think that, because you look after these 4 games, you're taking on a Boston, Minnesota, San Antonio, Milwaukee. You were saying earlier, Jimmy, that Giannis looks like he's going to come back.
He's back tonight.
I mean, yeah, this is an opportunity to get 4 out of 4, 3 out of 4, and keep your. I don't think it's been any issue about them being the play-in. They're 2 games back of the Lakers for the 6th spot, and Lakers look like they're starting to catch a little momentum on that side. But yeah, you're right. This is the chance to go into Sacramento. You could probably, I think, take it on Sacramento, sit Devin Booker another game before you come back and take on Chicago on Thursday, just to make sure he's completely healthy. If he plays tomorrow night, I'd be surprised if they can go in there tomorrow night and win that game. But yeah, the next 4 after that are opportunities to get some headway and get Jalen Green, Grayson Allen, Devin Booker on the floor at the same time. All 3 on the floor at the same time.
One of the things that I'm going to really look to in this upcoming game, or not just this game, but this little stretch, how many players actually get playing time? Is he going to go to the bench, continuing to go to the bench, meaning Jordan, not the coach, and getting guys more minutes within these games? And the way that you can do that, obviously, is if you have a double-digit lead, and then you can make more liberal substitutions and get guys more playing time. I hope that's the case, because as you start to wind down and get ready for the playoffs, guys, we all know what happens in the playoffs. That bench shortens dramatically. However, if indeed, and this team, meaning the Suns, have been prone to injuries, you got to make sure that the guys on the bench have had enough minutes so they are very comfortable if indeed they're called upon.
Yeah, and that could be the case for tomorrow night, because you got Thursday, Friday, you got back-to-back.
That's right.
With Chicago and New Orleans. So maybe if they can get that big lead, play a lot of guys, rest your starting 5 and the majority of your starting 5 for that Thursday game, Chicago, New Orleans, and Charlotte, which are here, but back-to-back, Chicago and New Orleans, and that's the other saving grace, too. They're home for 3 games scheduled before they hit the road for a 5-game road trip with some very, very difficult teams on that stretch. So, yeah, I think that this is the opportunity. 22 games to go, and here you are. Here's this Suns team that they can get to 40 to 40, couple of 40 to 42 victories, wins would bode them very well to be secured in that play, and then you just pretty much chase the Lakers from there.
Another thing that I want to see, too, is the development of Jalen Green. And, look, I know everybody's saying, well, he hasn't played a lot due to injury. I get that. All right. But he has played a lot prior to being a Phoenix Sun. And one of the things that we talked about last week on the show, yes, he can score, but his efficiency scoring is awful. I mean, he might be 5 of 22. And then get 6 of 6 at the free throw line, and he would be 18 points. And it's just a horrible shooting night. That's one of the things that I'm going to be watching for in these first 3 games, is if his shooting efficiency becomes better.
Do you think they focus on that with him?
I would hope so.
I mean, you look at these 4 games, get-right games, right?
Yes.
Let's get Jalen Green right on top of it.
Yeah.
So I just wonder how much of the focus, without taking away the game plan, not to just focus, hey, Jalen, we got to get you up to speed and not overdo it. But in the meantime, get him more involved if they have to.
I think he's up to speed, Manuch. I just think he's struggling with his shot.
He might be with his shot. It's a slump, hitter slump, whatever, shooting slump, whatever that is, to just make sure that, when you look at you go on the road for that 6-game stretch, you're getting to the last 5 weeks of the season.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get all 3-4 guys aside from Dylan Brooks on a consistent basis. I truly believe moving forward is keeping Grayson Allen healthy throughout these next 5 weeks. He and Gillespie and Booker seem to be the catalysts, or with Grayson Allen, what he did in that last game against the Lakers. It just goes to show how much you miss Grayson Allen when he's not in that lineup.
I've said this at the beginning of the season, and people were talking about Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks and Book, and nobody was talking about Grayson Allen. I kept trying to remind people, this guy is a top-notch player.
If he can stay healthy.
If he can stay healthy. Yeah. He's not a great player. He is a very, very good player in the NBA.
You want to add to that, Roc?
Nope.
Okay. A little pregnant pause there. You want to move on.
I was waiting for it.
I toss out the topics. You guys run with it.
We
and
do.
If I have something to say, I'll add it.
Okay, fair enough. Let me just do a final thought then on this game tomorrow night against Sacramento. Sacramento's just terrible. All of their players are out. They're all injured.
Are they out or are they tanking?
They're out. No, well, they're tanking, yes, but all their players are
Because we saw
out.
a major tank that Golden State Lakers game.
Oh,
over the
yeah,
weekend.
you did, yeah.
That was called tanking by Golden State.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I've ever even the commentators kind of caught themselves talking about, well, and when it looks like this team is pretty much given up. I don't know if it was for the game or for that situation.
Well, they're going to be a play-in team.
Right.
But without Steph Curry, they're small. They don't have rebounding. They got too many things
Here's
wrong.
what we're back to. You see some teams lose by 90, and then they win by 90.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we see
like
that.
the Knicks the other day.
Yeah, exactly. Good point. Yeah.
So it just amazes me how you could play so well one night, and a night and a half later, just I'm not going to say tank it, just look poorly with the same guys on the court.
Exactly.
Real quick, Arizona Sports reporting that the Suns did re-sign forward C.J. Huntley to a two-way contract, and that news came after the Suns converted guard Jamari Fouhy two-way deal
Rightfully
to a
so.
standard
Good for
contract.
him.
So he's earned that, right?
He
So
has.
that's good stuff.
Yeah.
So, but those are some of the news. But the back in action tomorrow, as we mentioned, Sacramento Kings, a late game.
Well, it's the 8 o'clock on the West Coast. We got another week of doing this stupid mountain time, and then we can be back on Pacific time.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 8 o'clock their time, 9
o'clock our time. Yeah.
It's an hour behind.
Yeah.
Them, Vegas.
Get the hell out
But
of mountain time.
tomorrow's tip time is 9 o'clock our time.
Yes,
Correct.
that's right.
Not 8. It's 9.
No, it's 8. Yeah. 9
Yeah, it's
o'clock our
8:30.
time.
Yeah,
8
it's not-
there.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I was trying to tell you.
Get that Pacific time thing down.
No, I got it down. I have no problem. That's why I was trying to tell you that it was about 9, but you guys stepped on me. That's why I don't want to talk.
9 here, 8 there. We got that
So
clarified.
we got that done. All right. Frank Sanders will join us next right after Laz with a ESPN Radio 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The Phoenix Suns are converting two-way guard Jamari Fouhy's deal into a full NBA contract, making him eligible for the postseason. Per ESPN's Shams Charania, the agreement is for 2 years and marks Fouhy's first full NBA deal. And the 2026 NFL Combine is officially in the books, and Pro Football Focus has released its latest post-Combine mock draft, projecting the Arizona Cardinals to select Miami offensive tackle Francis Mauigoa with the number 3 overall pick. This ESPN Radio 620 Sports Center update is brought to you by Biggs American Bar and Grill in Peoria. Wall-to-wall TVs, cold drinks, and the best game day atmosphere in the West Valley. Text ESPN to 59925 for your chance at a VIP spring training experience. Box seats, lunch for Biggs, rideshare, and ESPN 620 swag. That's ESPN to 59925.
We get it. A meal shouldn't cost you nearly $20. And we agree. At Venezia's Pizzeria, lunch or dinner for under $10 is still a thing. And for an even sweeter deal, stop in and grab a Slice Rewards card. Get a stamp for every qualifying Slice special. 10 visits, 1 free qualifying special. Simple. And every Tuesday, we double your stamps. That's your free pizza twice as fast. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition with great rewards.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
If you own a home and need cash, you could unlock thousands of dollars from your home equity quickly and easily. Call LendGo today at 888-420-4556. At LendGo, you can find out how much cash you could get with a home equity loan in just 2 minutes. It's free. There's no obligation, and it won't affect your credit score. Use the money for anything. Pay off high-interest debt, make home improvements, or just give your budget some breathing room. Best of all, you keep your low mortgage rate while you're getting the cash you need. See how much you can get today. Call 888-420-4556. That's 888-420-4556. Or visit lendgo.com. That's LENDGO.com. Homeowners nationwide are doing it. Now it's your turn. Call 888-420-4556 today. LendGo, where homeowners go to get cash. 888-420-4556.
He played 8 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals. The Sandman.
It is touchdown Auburn! Sanders got it! Touchdown Auburn! Frank Sanders from the Auburn's ahead!
Frank Sanders joins Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Right here on ESPN 620.
Hi, Frank.
Hey, brother, how we doing?
Doing good, man. Just me and you today.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Talk some golf. You know, maybe go back to your high school days when you know, you're a great football player, but you're also a great baseball player. A lot of people don't know that about Frank Sanders. Got drafted, twice? You got drafted twice?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Cubs in high school and the Mariners in college.
Yeah, and you just didn't want to go? I mean, the money, or you just they were going to probably put you out right field? Is that, I mean, what was your position?
You put the guys right field. You have to have a great arm. Left field, you just got to be fast. And I was fast.
You were fast. You were left fielder.
So you and Dave Winfield then drafted by all these different pro leagues.
Yeah, that was look. It's I will say this respectfully, man. I thank God for Florida sports where you have to go out and do not just you can't do just one sport. You got to go out and get yourself involved in a bunch of stuff. So I would always say that to the kids that you're always listening to. Some people just play football or baseball and that's all they do, and they only get stuck in one sport because of the coaching situation. But I had such a well-rounded opportunity, man, to play baseball, basketball, football, and run track. And so I had an opportunity to make a decision on what I wanted to do. And I think that I found out that I loved football, but I liked baseball, and that's why I chose football.
What was your 4.4 time? Your 40?
My 4.4 time, 4.31.
4.31. Okay.
Oh, you were close.
I had the over-under at 4.4. Yeah. Bummer. All right. Enough of you. Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, Frank. If you're Kyler Murray's agent, what is best for him at this point? What is best for Kyler?
To me, I think what the best thing for Kyler is, here's I wouldn't want to force the hand of the Cardinals and wait for them to make my decision, because I think with this is already kind of the writing's on the wall, in my opinion. And so if I'm Kyler Murray's agent, I'm trying to ask, is it best for us to be released, or do we just wait this out and take the money? And I think just the writing's on the wall, release me and let me make my own decision so I can then I can become a free agent. And then I can it opens up the doors of opportunities for teams that can deal with me and not have to deal with me from a contract standpoint if I'm released. And I think that might be the best situation. Release me and let me go be a free agent. And then that way, it's a possibility for myself personally. I could pick a team. But if you can get, for the Cardinals, if you can get cash value or you can get compensation for them, it's hard to give that up.
And I would think, Fred, they would take that to the nth degree, try to get something. But there's some obstacles there. You just mentioned it. If you're going to trade him, give something up, that the contract is so loaded, and then what would you get for him for any kind of value for the compensation from the Cardinals? So mean, the Cardinals are between a rock and a hard place, and so is Kyler for moving on. So I agree with you. I think probably the best bet is just to outright release him, swallow the bite the bullet, and move on and pay him whatever you're going to pay him from that guarantee, and allow him to go to the marketplace. But man, you just hate to put him out there without trying to get something, wouldn't you?
No, I agree with you on that. It's just that biting the bullet is on the table, but we don't know the behind the scenes conversations about Kyler. His contract is loaded. His health ability and what you see, you haven't seen him play the last couple of games of the season, so you don't know what that is, and so you have to have a workout. And I think, you could hold this out and drag this thing along, and unless they're getting good conversation behind closed doors, and Monty's picking up phone calls of teams that have that interest in him, then it would be something to listen to. But the reality is that, he's in the same boat as Tua, that have a lot of money on their contracts, man. And so you have to make decisions. And if you can't get anything for him, let the guy go and let him go, and bite that bullet, just like you said.
Frank, we've had a lot of discussion on Kyler here today, and it was basically about what went wrong. Manuch brought up he's had several different offensive coordinators, and the offense changed. When he first got here, he showed that he could obviously play, and then he took the Cardinals to the playoffs. They won 9 games in a row and finished at 11-5. Yeah, they got smoked by the Rams, but the Rams were a better team in the playoffs. And then the wheels kind of came off the wagon. But he still showed at times, Frank, that he really is a solid NFL quarterback. So if that's the case, what team is going to take a shot on him to say, hey, look, we've looked at all the past film. He still has some game in him. Let's take a shot with him.
Now, if you look at Kyler's talent and his skill set, there's nothing that you can say that he can't do with that football in his hand as a quarterback in NFL. To me, I find the teams that I would think that he would be interested in or could be interested in him would be the Indianapolis Colts. They don't have a quarterback. They need a quarterback they can bring in and somebody that can compete and actually start today. I think Kyler could do that. The Colts. And then Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think Baker would be a great mentor for him as he kind of develops. They both from Oklahoma State. They both got ties to each other. Heisman Trophy quarterbacks. I think that'd be a good place if he had to be a backup. But if something happens to Baker and his courageousness, how he runs the ball, Kyler could probably step in and give himself a chance. So those are the two teams I would think about. But can he play in the NFL? I definitely think he still can. It just the writing might be on the wall with him here with the Cardinals.
Yeah, I just had a couple Boomer Sooners. They both played Oklahoma, not Oklahoma State. They just texted me just to bring you up to speed there, just so you know.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, just there.
He made that up.
And no, he said Oklahoma State.
You don't even know how to check text.
Boomer. So here's the other question. So you're gonna go to a team. I'm learning, Ron. Yeah, you can go to a team. You go, okay, so Kyler goes, and we kind of know what kind of offense he's best at. So wherever he goes, you mentioned it could be Tampa, it could be wherever. What they add here to his talents is to make sure that it's his system, not their system, and try to plug him into that.
I would say no to that. I think that, look, when you get traded or you really have to make a decision on, how can I best suit or put myself in the best position to give myself the opportunity for a team that will accept me, one, and then two, I got to go out and play and make plays so that whoever brought me in thought I'm worthy of that. You're still trying to prove yourself. I don't think there's one system for Kyler. I think he got thrown into Cliff Kingsbury's system of a run and shoot, stand in the shotgun all day system, and I think he tried to finagle and make himself work through the Drew Petting, which put him underneath center. Those are changes that shows you he can do it under the center or he can do it from the shotgun. The reality is that you got to have some sense of consistency, and he just hasn't had that. And so I think that part is there. But again, we said the same thing about Sam Darnold, and we thought he was out of the league, and look at him. He's a Super Bowl champ now. You put quarterbacks in the right system with the right coach that can call plays and not just let you go out and use your gifts and talents, but can actually call plays. That changes the narrative, and we've seen that in Sam Darnold and other quarterbacks who once they got under the right offense coordinator, it made a difference. So college skill set transcends, but you just need to be able to coach. And that part is the difference of how successful you can be.
Frank Sanders with us here, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. All right, Frank, Marvin Harrison Jr., we had a little discussion today. Who has more pressure on him this season, Michael Wilson or Marvin Harrison Jr.? More pressure.
Both.
That wasn't.
Yeah,
it was
both
an
of
A.
them.
It was a yeah. It was
A or B.
No,
Yeah.
both. No, A and B. Both. Both of them have. Both of them have pressure, man. Like again, Michael Wilson's up for a contract. Marvin Harrison haven't really panned out exactly how we wanted him to pan out, and he hadn't shown what we really wanted to see. And so, Michael Wilson, you had flashes. You look great at the end of the season. I'm so proud of the stuff that he did. I'm so proud of the way he handled becoming the number one receiver when the so-called number one receiver wasn't healthy or wasn't performing. I'm proud of his growth. I'm proud of him taking that step and showing the NFL that I can play at this level and play in this league. But both of them have the same situation. Next year, you know what's going to happen? They're going to double Michael and then let Mark prove that he can go out and play and be that guy. But both of these guys are going to have to show up and say, hey, we need to be the leaders on the team that's leading receptions and yards. The tight end can't be that guy. Somebody has to take that mantle. And if you don't have the gumption to take that mantle away from Trey, and I love Trey and Trey balls out, but Trey is that dog and he's stingy for that football. If you guys not going to do it, get it to me, I'll make it happen. That needs to be the mindset of them. And I think that part, both of those guys got to prove something, man. The league, you see the times on what these young kids are running in college right now?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You see these body types at the combine at 6'4", 6'3", 6'2", 4'2", 4'8", 4. This is what we're talking about. Like, your job is not secure if you're not making plays. So both of these guys got a situation where they got to prove themselves. Like, I'm not giving nobody a pass until you become the number one receiver over Trey McBride. You got to prove who you are and what you do in this NFL.
So I know what I do as a quarterback. What can LaFleur do as far as play calling? If that happens, they start doubling more up on McBride and Wilson and allowing single coverage on Marv Jr. What can LaFleur do as far as play calling, allowing him to get the ball in his hands? Shorter routes, stretch him out, all the above? I mean, because this kid's got to get off the schneid year 3, Frank.
No, without a doubt. But we've seen both of these guys. LaFleur does it. Mike and Matt, both of them do the same thing. And we also seen it over at Seattle. And Dallas, you have to move your receivers around.
Yes.
You have to put them in motion, zip, zing, zoom. You got to put these guys in some position where they're attacking the dime and the nickel back, and not letting a guy become stagnant where the defense can just roll coverage to one guy on one side. And I think that's the difference. We saw 2 receivers look really, really good in that system, and that's Dallas Cowboys. Those 2 receivers just dominated. They moved CeeDee Lamb a lot. They let your boy just kind of stay on one side for the most part, but it makes a difference. The Los Angeles Rams and Puka Nacua does it better than anybody else in the NFL. And we just saw in Jigma over in Seattle, they put him out. They put him in the slot and start moving around. It's available. The system, the formula is already there. You just got to go out and call it and put guys in the best position so they can go out and make plays.
I'd just like to thank you for coming up and saying both, because I argued Michael Wilson.
Yeah, but you didn't bring last year's contract, though. That has everything to do with that case. You didn't bring up any of that.
So now you're changing the narrative.
There was no narrative there. You didn't bring any guts to your
Frank,
to your story.
I'm telling you right now, they hate it if I'm right. They just hate it.
No, we just throw stuff up against the wall.
So,
and goes, okay,
hey, Frank, have you ever eaten dandelions and gotten high?
There's no such thing, by the way, Frank.
There's not, Frank.
There's no
Is that a question? Or is that a question?
Yeah, because I told them that I did that in school when I was in Seattle, and they both laughed at me.
Yeah, because we fact checked them, and you can't get high.
Yeah, you
It's
can't.
nutritious. It is.
Yeah.
So
Did you really fact check it?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
You don't even know how to answer your phone. All right. This is a more important story because you travel a lot, and you're from Florida. The Tampa International Airport just announced that it has banned Crocs. And I know you like to wear Crocs, so are you going to be all right? Because this is, that's the first, it's the world's first Crocs-free airport. And I guess they're doing PJ bans too. So how do you feel about that?
Even if you wear socks?
Because I know like Jimmy, Birkenstocks are next. So he's not going to be able to fly anywhere. But you athletes, you guys wear those Crocs. You don't wear the slides anymore, so you're not going to be able to fly. How are you going to be able to see your friends in Florida?
Have you seen these toes? Have you seen these?
You get
toes?
the pedicures, don't you?
Yeah. You got that toe jam going strong there, bud.
Let me tell you something. You say hammer time. I got hammer toes. I'm not taking these. When you see me, you gonna see me with socks, shoes, and some tape. I'm telling you,
Dude,
I'm not.
I'm with you, dude. I sleep with socks on, man. I'm like, always. Yeah, I don't want because I'm tall. You don't have to worry about it. You're in a crib. But when it's like when you're tall and you got a comforter, the comforter's too short. The comforter's too short.
Does that have anything to do with you getting
because the comforter's the comforter's too short because I'm over 6'2".
Oh God! I'm sleeping in a crib.
Your feet get cold, so I wear the socks.
I can relate to that.
No, come on, man. You're in your little crib.
No, man, I sleep commando.
That's
nothing gets cold on this boy.
You love coming
Oh my God! He's in the crib. Oh my God!
See you, buddy. Thank you,
Have a
Frank.
good one, Rob.
See you, Frank. Thanks, Sanders, joining us. All right, Ian Rappaport was on ESPN here on the Rich Eisen show and had to say something about the Cardinals and if one particular quarterback would be a good fit. That's next.
Have you ever been to Rodizio Grill? Let me tempt you. Start your Rodizio experience with our hot, unlimited appetizers. Indulge on our award-winning gourmet salad bar with over 35 items. Then, 16 delicious, sizzling, rotisserie grilled meats and grilled items like our tender top sirloin and Rodizio's signature glazed pineapple, as much as you'd like. Rodizio Grill, the Brazilian steakhouse.
Located in Mesa, North Scottsdale.
This is Jason Schechterly, former Phoenix police officer. There's nothing more important to a first responder than focusing on their mental health. And there's nothing better for that mental health than golf, friends, music, drinks, food, and fun. Join us for the Heroes Golf Classic Tournament at the Weston Kierland Golf Course on Friday, May 8th. If you're not a golfer, show up for the after party and benefit concert with the best cover band in Arizona, Rock Lobster. Proceeds are going to benefit the 100 Club of Arizona. The 100 Club provides support for our first responders through critical incidents, injury prevention, mental health, and scholarship. Every day, our public safety members put their lives on the line, and we are their backup. So come out and join us on May 8th. To register, go to our website, 100club.org, and click on the events page. Again, 100club.org. Click on the events page, register for the tournament, and we will see you on May 8th.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is not enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
Call 977-1900.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails, yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
It's the Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
I sort of think sneakily the Cardinals have some talent. Like, they really do. Like, I could see if they get
Malik Willis. I don't know, a really viable starting quarterback.
Right.
They could be kind of good. Like, they got talent, but I just don't know. I think Kyler's, you reach a point within an organization where you're like, I don't think it's going to happen. I would like something new.
Ian Rappaport, Malik Willis. Good fit. He was on the Rich Eisen show today, which you can hear right before us here on ESPN Radio 620. In a wreck, need a check, make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. All right, here's what's on tap, sponsored by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. They're the official partner of Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B's March Mania coverage coming up in about a week. Getting excited for that. Tonight on ESPN, it is Arizona, Iowa State. Oh, you got to watch.
Can't wait.
Should be a good one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Tomorrow, USA Baseball will get started here in the Valley as all the exhibition games are getting underway. With Mexico, we'll be at the Diamondbacks tomorrow at Salt River Fields. That game will be on television, so they will have it on Channel 34 on Cox and on the dbacks.tv. And then tomorrow night, Arizona State's got Kansas in town. You'll hear that here on ESPN 620. And late, 9 o'clock, Kings and Suns from Sacramento. And that is on Arizona Sports 98.
That's right in my wheelhouse.
You like that late night stuff?
Absolutely.
Take that nap when you get home, Jimmy B.
Yeah, I never crash till 11:30 midnight.
Get your cocktail.
Right after the weather.
It's going to be sunny.
I know that weather. I got to tell you.
I think that's so funny. It's like I think that's like my parents growing up. Growing up, it's like, all right, 11 o'clock news, and then the weather. I'd be like pissed because I want sports is at 20.
Yeah.
Usually like 11:20, but I was never allowed to stay
and
up
weather
that late.
gets more time than sports nowadays. It seems as well.
Oh, always
has. It's like amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you used to get? 2 minutes?
Yeah. You got dumbass news directors who think that nobody cares about sports, which is the dumbest thing that news directors, and believe me, I've worked for some real guys who were really stupid, and I had to bite my lip and just do what they said, and it was ridiculous.
Well, you look at it, this format, it's called spoken word format.
Yes, it is.
Which is sports talk, news talk. And everyone, thinks, AM radio and just sports talk in general is going away. But it hasn't. It actually, there's numbers that show that it's actually performing better because people still want sports.
Yes.
Music formats, I'm sorry for them because people can listen to anything they want.
Yep. And
anytime you want to hear, any song, boom, you can play it. But when it comes to sports talk, you have to jump around. Now, podcasts are still doing their thing. But I still think the spoken word format, which is news talk, sports talk, is here to stay.
That's why it still
works. Why these guys at Bonneville doing a great job on Arizona Sports, and then of course the news on KTAR, and here on ESPN 620. It's the music formats are the ones that are struggling.
And I think the other thing too is people having a chance to respond or think about what the latest information is.
And it's fresh.
And it's fresh.
Yes.
It's pretty much, hey, do you believe in so and so? Or would you have him starting? Do you have him starting? Or what do you like?
And
I think a lot of people can react to that or they think about that.
And not to mention, dandelions get you high.
Damn right.
You can't just go on the internet and find that.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to be on a spoken word format.
How many people pissed in Wilt's toilet?
Sometimes, Jimmy,
it's just
did your mom and dad ever tell you less is more? Just we have nothing nice to say. Don't say anything at all.
Okay, I won't.
I mean, does your gal laugh
all the time?
She does.
Yeah.
Is that because Pinot?
Well, she's got no choice.
Some Pinot.
Yeah.
Soda. And she's like,
got no choice.
I mean, I get it because before you were part of this team, which is a long time ago, it's the same thing with Manuch because he's not funny either. So, I mean, I don't know how Lori deals with him. He thinks he's funny.
People, yes.
He thinks he's funny.
He's very funny in my own mind. Yes,
there you go. See, the fact that he even says it in his own mind, kind of tells us all that.
It just comes to me.
An audience of one.
Then I'll take it.
Exactly. Tomorrow on the program, Manuch.
We're going to have Jody Jackson will join us tomorrow as the D-backs you mentioned will be taking on Mexico. And we'll get her thoughts on this. Who will be the new starting rotation, if anybody, at this particular time? I have a GC report. Paul Coro, the radio color analyst, will join us. Kyle Dodd talking about the Sun Devils, and then Bobby Mack, what he can pin down in reference to the Kyler Murray scenario being released. Is he traded? And with the legal tampering starting next Monday, maybe he has any insight into that.
You think there's going to be much fanfare once he's released?
No.
You think it'll be okay? All right, now we can move on.
Yeah.
Sure.
We can stop talking about this.
I don't see any fanfare just because it went sour.
It really did.
It's
a bad
obvious.
divorce.
Yeah. It was a very obvious situation that they put him on IR when he was supposed to have some packages in that Dallas game.
That's what they said.
Exactly
And
right.
if he goes to, say, a New York or a bigger media market, we'll eventually, he'll have to open up.
He's gonna have to.
And we will get a better understanding of what really went down.
I'm with you on that.
Because right now, I think he's playing nice in the sandbox.
Sure.
And I think that'll change over time. Not that Kyler's been ever a big talker. He never really has. But I'm sure someone's going to get to him eventually if he goes to a bigger market.
See, I think you're right, Rock. He's taking the high road.
Yeah, and I
He really
applaud
is.
that.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Of you.
But I think when Monty's comments last week about it, we've had some conversations, blah blah blah, and them being we'll look at all options. I think that was when they said we'll look at all options. Well, right there and there, I think that his Kyler's camp's okay. Enough's enough, guys. Let's move on. Either you trade us. Can we help you trade us? Can you give us permission? Which they haven't. Like they gave Richardson in Indianapolis,
Anthony
they gave him
Richardson,
permission to seek a trade or release us.
Yeah.
Let's just move on. It's like let's cut.
Well,
the cord.
but you know as well as I do, Bidwell doesn't want to eat that salary.
Well,
if he releases him, he's going to eat it.
Well, it'll be a point to well, what took you so damn long?
Well, there you go.
You know your ramifications. Now, I really believe, guys. I really believe that they're trying to get something. But I don't. If Michael doesn't restructure that contract, it's too much for somebody to get a guy that's damaged goods. His knee, his shoulder, his arm, whatever. So if we're going to trade, okay, we'll trade with you, New York Jets. But if we're not going to eat the contract, New York will go, well, look, if you just eat half of it, we'll pay the other half, and we'll give you so and so.
Like they did with Russell Wilson in Denver when he signed with Pittsburgh.
And they just about everything.
Yeah, they did.
But it's just those are some of the things I think they're fighting through. But hey, look, got a week.
Yeah.
Got legal tampering. So I think we'll see a lot of trades, cuts, and tags this entire week.
I'm with you.
All right, we'll do it again tomorrow. If you missed anything, you can always go make sure you can just download the Arizona Sports app. It's up on rockandmanuch.com. Our full schedule of live remotes are coming up as well as we get ready for March and the March Mania, as we will be doing a bunch of stuff with Twin Peaks and Biggs in Peoria. So pretty excited about that. Hopefully we're going to make a big announcement about DraftKings. So we'll have some of that over the next 24, 48 hours. But we encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube page as well as X and Facebook and everything else, Instagram. As the guys work hard to get all that information up there. So we appreciate that. All right, for Jimmy B. Never mind. For Dan Manucci and for Les and CC, I'm Rock. Have a great night.
You said less.